Hello, everybody, and there's the Instagram right there. Hello, everybody, it's Diego Dandy in the Bronx, creating a space-time paradox continuum here on Twitch. How are you doing today, my friends? Happy Wednesday, happy evening. Welcome to the stream today. I have a very special show and a very special guest here today, my good friend, Steven Bautista.
There you go.
Yes, Steven Bautista, aka Straight Function. How are you doing today, my friend?
Good man. How about yourself?
I'm
I saw you this morning on your show, which was great.
I'm glad you watched it. I appreciate that. Um, yeah, I'm doing good, man. I'm really excited about this. So, if you're wondering what are we doing here today, Steven Bautista, aka Straight Function, is a fellow menswear content creator, and he has been in the game almost as long as I have.
Yeah.
And he is based in the Windy City, Chicago, and he does also menswear as well. But he's been recently asking me some questions about how can I level up my stream? How can I make better content? How can I get more paid gigs? Because um, we got to pay the bills, sadly.
Yes.
We got to pay the bills. I sadly can't pay the rent with suits yet. Maybe in the future, when the world ends, I can pay the bills with suits. But we got to do what we can. So straight function. Before we get started, I do want to drop a little bit of information about myself, and then we'll talk about you, how you started. So, if you're just joining us, I'm Diego, Dandy in the Bronx. I'm a menswear lifestyle blogger based here in the Boogie Down Bronx. And I started my account, my Instagram journey in 2014. And I used to be a teacher. I used to be a preschool teacher. I went to college for that, and I did a hard pivot. I got into fashion, into suiting, because of my students. At my school, what I was teaching at, my students wore uniforms. And I felt that as a Latino, as a male teacher, I want to give a positive role model for my students. You know, to be frank, most of the time when they see people in suits, it's usually white people. So I wanted to, spoilers, spoilers. So I wanted to show my students, someone that is in, I guess, their superior in power or whatever, who's also wearing a suit, who's like them. And I kind of just started learning how to dress myself because of social media. And then one day, I started posting about it all the time on Instagram, my suits. I was just only suits. All my Instagram was just suits. And then one day, a brand slid in my DMs and they were like, "Hey, Diego, we like your account. Can we send you a free tie?" And at the time, I was like, of course, I would love a free tie. Yeah, obviously. But then I learned that that was a business thing. They weren't sending that tie to me for free because they liked me. They were sending that tie to me because that was a type of marketing, aka influencer marketing. I had an audience, they saw an opportunity to promote their product using my audience. Back then, I was like, yeah, free stuff. I would love that. So I took a break from teaching. I quit teaching. I quit my job to pursue this full time. And I've been doing this for a while. So I just want to show you all like some quick credentials real quick of things I've done in the past. I got to show my pseudo resume, so to speak. Here's a couple of examples I have on my website where I actually, here's another thing, straight function. Do you have a blog? Do you have a website?
Yes, I do.
Okay. It's very important on your website to show almost your resume, like what kind of work you've done. So here's something I have on my website, telling a brand story. So this is actually one of my favorite things I've done. I did content for the Metropolitan Opera, the Met, and this was through GQ. And actually, I wish I can pop these open real quick. There we go. And I got to go get a tour of the Met. I'm all there suited up. We got to see a show behind the scenes. It was super duper cool. But here's an example where I get to show brands something I've done so I can use that as examples of my work. Here's something else I did, Brooks Brothers Red Fleece. Red Fleece is their more younger, hipper line for Brooks Brothers, and I've done content for them as well. Um, this is a while back. I did some content for them. There's some photos as well, and I also did content for Google. You probably heard of them. They're a small startup. in the West Coast, and they're pretty cool. But this is something as well. I did something featuring their Pixel phones, their Daydream headset, their Pixel Buds. I did, and I try to include my family when I can, and of course, the Google Homes, the little Google Home Minis. And then also, I was in Viceland actually. I was on a Vice show. A fellow, I guess, Bronx entrepreneur, Bronx native, was on a show on Vice, and I was invited to be like the influencer consultant or the influencer person. Like they were like, okay, you got to work with influencers. Here's some guy in the Bronx. You got to talk to him, and I was that guy on the show. So it was really really cool to have that. But yeah, and then Café Bustelo, ya tú sabes, Café Bustelo. I was very lucky to make content for Café Bustelo, the most Latinx brand possible. Yes, I was very excited about that. Included Abuela in some of my content. But yeah, I've been doing this for a while, so that's why I feel comfortable giving people advice. And this is why I guess Steven thinks he can ask me for advice. I guess I
I
don't
ask
know
you like
why.
1,000 questions every time I see you anyway.
So Steven, please introduce yourself. Let us know who you are. Let the audience know who you are, my friend.
All right, so I've been practicing this, all right? Hey, what's up, guys? It's Steven from Straight Function. Gotta, get that going every time now.
You got to have your own intro, like Dandy in the Bronx.
Exactly.
I feel you. I feel you.
No, so yeah, so I'm Steven. I created Straight Function from the Windy City, right? If you've seen my page or all this weekend, or what, not this weekend, this couple days that we've been talking and whatnot. So yeah, I started in 2015, so a year after you. And I was working at Sarar, which is at the time was a Turkish brand company that sells suits. And then I was also working at the Thai Bar because the Thai Bar is Chicago based. If you guys didn't know that. So it was a pop up shop. So I would go to college. They're both in the city. So I was in a suit or I was in Thai Bar, tie and dress shirt or whatnot. So when I was at school, everyone would ask me, Stephen, like, why are you always dressed up? And I was just like, well, this is what I do and this is what I work, but I like being in suits and I like wearing ties. Right. So around that time, there was really no male blogger here in the city. Right. So there was only really talented woman bloggers. They were taking Chicago by storm. So then it just fell on me, and it's like, hey, I like doing this. I see people being influencers, and I guess the term bloggers, if you like that term, I guess. But it's just something that I went into, and then I met great people along the way, and I stuck with it. It's fun. It gives me a creative outlet. Diego, you probably feel the same way. You have fun, in the beginning, and
Fun in the beginning. Uh-oh. Is that a little crack
no,
in
I meant,
the system?
well, no, I know, like, sometimes you're like, "Oh, I'm uninspired for certain things now," and it's
True,
like,
true.
"I'm gonna be inspired." So I get that. I'm in the same boat. So it's just like trying to figure out what I like and just be myself and have fun with it now.
Yeah, it's very true because it's very easy to get burnt out doing this, especially
Yeah.
if you keep doing things that you don't really care about or you're not getting paid a lot or nothing at all. And then especially and I'm not sure if you feel this, but I compare myself to other people all the time.
Oh, I do the
And
same thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
and like you see other people posting stuff that and you see their numbers are way different and you're like why does that not happen to me? Why am I not doing that? What am I doing wrong?
Oh, yeah,
And
all the
yeah,
time.
yeah, and it sucks. It sucks, and it's a weird mindset to have. And I know a lot of people will say, "Yo, Steven, your content is great," or even me, like Dandy, your content is great, but it doesn't feel that way because Instagram always like the numbers aren't there, the numbers aren't there, and then like it hurts, it sucks. So I'm hoping that this chat here today is one way for us to like stop thinking about it that way, but
Yeah.
also trying to do some things to level up your Instagram. Does that make sense?
Yes. No, I get it. I think with me, with what's frustrating about it is, like, even if you have like close friends, they'll just see it and then like pass by it or like whatever. It's like, it's like you put effort, you put time. It's like, just show the love, right? But
Mm-hmm,
it's
mm-hmm.
like a mindset, right? Because we're all about likes, we're all about numbers.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I know. I agree, and that messes me up too because I'll see the numbers. and you think it's supposed to do a certain way, but it doesn't. But we're gonna erase that. We're gonna stop thinking about it that way, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter to a degree. It
You're
doesn't.
right.
It does.
Yes.
It doesn't matter the numbers you get. It's the work you produce, the heart you put into it, and the community that you create with your content. And I think that's something that I want people to take away from our talk today. That I need you to stop thinking about followers and likes, because at the end of the day, those are just vanity metrics. Those don't represent you. You are not your follower count. That's not you, my friend. That's not
Yeah.
you. You're not your likes, you know? Yeah, look, I know it sounds funny, but you aren't. You know,
No, no,
you're
I
way
agree.
more than that. You're
I'm
way
not
more than
arguing with
that.
that. Yeah, I
You're way
100%
more than that.
agree.
So for today, what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at Steven's account, AK Straight Function, and I'm just gonna go through it real quick and just see a couple of things that I think that he could improve upon. One, with the main goal of this conversation is how to get paid gigs as an Instagrammer, no matter what is your follower count, because you can all do it. It doesn't matter. Like, you don't need, like, oh, I what some people ask, what number do you need to get paid gigs?
Now,
You can have like 500 followers. Like, it doesn't matter. And I'm
let
gonna
me jump in here real quick.
go.
So I get some paid gigs, but I don't
Mhm.
get all paid gigs. And I know, like, you got to pay the bills, which is true. All the time, being creative, that takes time and money because, right, that's an idea.
Yeah.
So I do get those, but it's like I could be doing more. Like, we're not that far off of like what is a year, but a year's a different thing, right? So, but I also took like some time off. So I think that's also was, one of the reasons why it's kind of like a little bit now different for me.
hmm but like, then in that case, it doesn't matter, because we're gonna reset the system, so to speak. We're gonna, like, hopefully reboot everything for you. So, chat, if you're listening on here, if you are a fellow content creator, if you are a business owner, or you're just here for Instagram tips, feel free to chime in anytime you want. Actually, if you want us to actually notice the question, you can use your Dandy coins to redeem them to highlight your message. So you can click on the little gold coin with the little white bow tie on it, and I'll be able to see your message much easier. So, the key thing, straight function, what biggest question for any influencer, what's your niche? What's your gimmick?
Oh man, I feel like it always changes. I think every year it
Oh,
changes.
all right, big issue. There you go. There you go.
So I think this year was really challenging because, or in general, because I don't have a purpose to wear suits anymore. But there's a difference because you want to wear suits every day, and that's
I do.
your niche, right? For me, it's like I want to be the known male blogger here in the city because there's not that many of us like there are in New York, right? So that's where my head is. Like I want to be that guy,
Okay, so that's
right?
actually that's an important thing, and I can see where you're coming from. Uh, Stephen, chat, it's very, very important to figure out what your niche is, your gimmick, so to speak. Um, because at the end of the day, that's what brands see you as, for better or for worse.
Yeah. So
Wait,
I
wait,
switch. I
yeah.
switch. Like I'll wear a suit and a blazer, and then you'll see me in casual clothes, right?
hmm
But
hmm
lately, it's like I feel like I'm not going anywhere. Like I'm not the bar that I'm always at. It's like you don't need to wear a suit, so it's kind of like I'm just casual. And then I wasn't working for a little bit,
hmm
so then
hmm
it's like okay, like no one's wearing suits and stuff like that. So yeah,
Okay, all right. So that's the thing. You really need to figure out what your, like, lane is, so to speak. You really, especially as someone with your, like, current position, being able to be like, I am a streetwear blogger, or I am a loungewear casual wear blogger. Being a jack of all trades in this aspect is actually a really bad idea, because it kind of eliminates you from working with certain brands, because they're looking for very specific kind of niches. So based on you're from Chicago. You like men's fashion. What kind of men's fashion is it like an everyday style? Like, that's where you got to think of the words here.
so I think it also goes back to like why I'm called straight function, right?
Yeah.
I want my information to be straightforward, and I always want your suit or outfit to be very functional, right? So I think that's kind of like where I started off, right? If you don't have a lot of money, you could get this. If
Okay.
you like, you could use it many times. So I
All
think that's
right.
like how I started it, and then somewhere along the line, it's like, okay, like I'm just throwing stuff that I think is cool, but it's not very functional for pretty much anyone, right?
Okay.
So
Yeah, and that
yeah,
is a really good point. And I'm glad you brought that up because I was actually wondering what the name stood for.
yes,
Functional men's outfits. Functional everyday outfits.
hmm,
So that's something you need to actually put in your profile then, because if I'm a manager, if I'm a PR person, I look into your account, I see Chicago, cool. Inquiries, okay. Chicago's men's fashion blogger and YouTuber. That doesn't tell me anything. Like, to be honest with you, that doesn't tell me any information about what kind of content you are, other than you're in Chicago.
yeah,
So here's the thing. You're familiar with search engine optimization, SEO?
yes,
So SEO does matter when it comes to your profile. So being able to have those keywords in your profile are very important. So the idea you said, so the words that we use, those keywords: functional, everyday, menswear outfits. Because when someone is on the Instagram, by the way, when people are searching for things, no, real talk, no one actually types in like hashtag trench coat. It doesn't work that way. They just type in the word trench coat, or they just type in the word menswear, or they type in the word functional outfit. So when they type in the word functional, they'll see your word, your name. Like for me, I have dandy in my profile. So when anyone searches the word dandy, my SEO is pretty good because I'm only competing with the other top dandy, like Dandy Wellington, and then like my other dandy friends.
yeah,
But like, if you type in like menswear, like you're just gonna get your friends basically, and like random like men's warehouse. You're not gonna beat Men's Warehouse. So
yeah.
being able to be ultra specific on what you are is
And
very,
that's in the
very
bio,
important.
or is that in pretty much the hashtags?
So don't even think about hashtags right now. It's in your bio profile. So for example, here I have a bunch of keywords in my profile. It's Diego. Obviously, I put my first name there. By the way, technically in your name, let's go to profile real quick. Up here where it says your name, that also counts towards SEO. So you can put Steven, you can drop your last name, honestly, just to save up some extra space, because that is a lot of characters, your last name.
Yeah,
Just Steven, comma, um, Chicago blogger, or menswear blogger, or streetwear stylist, like those type of keywords, so that when people see it, they know exactly what you stand for.
yeah,
Because based on your account, I don't know who you are. I don't not say who you are, but what you stand for. You know
exactly.
what I
Yes,
mean?
I understand. Yeah,
So, like for example, here Steven Bautista, maybe Steven common, comma rather, streetwear, functional clothing, or whatever you can fit. You gotta play around, obviously, with your character limit. You have a very small character limit. Next here, Chicago. Honestly, I would save that maybe for the bottom, honestly, or maybe instead of saying Chicago, maybe CHI, just so you can save some space. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
I thought there's like in a location, like a that's in the bio, right?
Yeah, yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah, honestly, I wouldn't worry about that too much, because when the marketers are finding you, that's not going to matter, honestly. So remember, the keywords are important. So, like in the beginning, it should be like, how you have their Chicago and like the emojis.
Yes.
I don't like that.
Okay.
So like Chicago's men's fashion blogger and YouTuber. I would not use the word YouTuber. Remember what I mentioned to you before? You don't want to be using other social media network names in
That's
your
right.
profile and stuff, because Instagram doesn't want you to be promoting other people. So if you keep mentioning YouTube, if you keep mentioning Twitter, even Twitch, Instagram's going to be like, what is this guy trying to do here? Is he trying to hoodwink us? So I would definitely recommend changing that. So instead of being um, Chicago's men's fashion blogger and YouTuber, it would be um, almost like your tagline, functional menswear outfits for everyday style. That's a lot
Right.
of SEO there. That's a lot of SEO. So that's what you want to put there. You want to have all those different words there. Next, then you can put like, Chicago, Chi-town, whatever, like, just something to people know that you're in Chicago or whatever. And then your link tree right there. Maybe you can have like a little call to action saying, all my links are here, or, check out my latest article, or, you know, you can put the inquiries thing like email. You don't have to put inquiries because that's more text you're wasting. Text is very, very precious here. So maybe just using the emoji, like the mail emoji, might be a better thing here. Or
Yeah.
just something like, just put your email. I think it because at the end of the day, PR people are reading this. And I think they get it. I think they're smart enough to know that that's your email and they can email you for business stuff that way. You know what I mean? Like
No, that makes sense. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
because you're wasting precious space there. So, by the way, chat, if you're just joining us, I'm Diego Dandy in the Bronx with my good buddy here, Straight Function, and we are going through his Instagram account to help him out. I've been doing this since 2014. I've been featured in places like the New York Times, the Village Voice, and Vice. I hate saying that because I feel like I'm like such a like, who's this guy? But I'm here to help him out. We're going through his Instagram account. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the chat. You can use your channel points to highlight messages so I can see them. So let's keep going. To your profile. SEO is important because when people are searching for specific keywords, they can find you. Once you figure out, Steven, what your niche is, you can put that in your profile. You shouldn't be like all types of fashion. I know that sounds kind of lame, but you should definitely like hone into a very specific kind, whether it be like affordable menswear or like easy basics. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
that's how you find an audience. They're like, oh man, I need easy basics or I need cheap menswear. Because that's will help you find people that support what you are doing.
Right. Right. Right.
I wear suits 24/7. So I found people who like that. So
Do you
people
have
who are
a
like,
Do you have a sleeping suit like
this
and
is
how?
my sleep. This is my robe. This is my robe right here. But I don't have something like in How You Met Your Mother. I don't have that yet. Not yet. A brand
No,
hasn't.
you can find it
A
on
brand
Amazon.
hasn't. I know. But I'm waiting for a brand to reach out to me for that. I'm not going to spend my own money for that. How dare you? How dare you? But so you want to be ultra specific in what you're giving. What's that value are you providing? Like my value is Bronx based content and suits, a lot of suits and things surrounding suits. Right now, I'm slowly adding to my content like a lot of nerd stuff and gaming stuff and of course Twitch content. But at the end of the day, when you hear Dandy in the Bronx, you think suits.
That is true. I
When
go straight to my head.
when I think straight function, what do I think?
Confusion.
Okay, look, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I didn't say that, but that's the situation. So chat,
Yes.
Steven, finding your niche is very important, whether you're a DJ, whether you're an artist, whether you're another content creator, whether you're selling a product, figuring out what your niche is very, very important, because you won't be able to find the brands if people don't know what you even stand for in the first place. So, okay, that's the first thing right there. Does that make sense, Steven? Any
Yeah,
questions based
it
on
does.
that?
It does. I completely get it. No, it makes sense.
Perfect, perfect. Okay, so step one, your profile, make sure you have SEO words, keywords, search engine optimized words, basically words that when people are searching for it, they will find you. If you're too broad, no one will find you. You want to be ultra specific, cater to a very specific audience so you can grow that audience and grow that community. For example, for myself, dapper, dandy, classic, vintage. Those are keywords I use, so that attracts people who are looking for that type of stuff. And when they go to my Instagram page, they're like, oh yeah, this guy posts about vintage suits. He's dapper. He's like Mad Men. I'm going to follow him. For Steven, it is a little bit all over the place. So
Right.
I like there's technically, why should I follow this? What value am I gaining from following? So that's the way you should think about it. What kind of value do you give other people with your content? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
100%.
Okay. All right. Now let's go to a post real quick right here. Um, let's see. So first of all, um, can you see on your device, like on your phone at least, that when I
Yeah,
pull things up? Okay.
yeah.
Um, so I like this picture.
I think I'm gonna have a little bit of a lag time, but okay.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, I see it. I see
Okay.
it.
No problem. Perfect. 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 I like this picture, but you should definitely just consider only shooting vertical at the end of the day. Like any other different file sizes. I mean, screen ratios kind of messes up sometimes.
There's
Unless you're like an artist who draws in different mediums and stuff, and for an artist they can play around with the space because people expect that. But when you post vertical content, you get more space. You have more real estate. When someone's scrolling by real fast, technically because you have a long photo, it takes them a bit longer to go through your photo. So you want them to you want to try to capture them, remember?
right, right, right.
If they just going scrolling if they're scrolling down super fast, they're going to miss your content. So I definitely recommend just trying to shoot vertical. Experimenting with horizontal or different shapes might just mess you up in the long run. So that's one tip right there, one idea right there. Next, SEO. Once again, is very, very important. So I know a lot of people are like hashtag this, hashtag that, but I'm going to show you my favorite hashtag tool. By the way, I am going to show you my favorite hashtag tool. DJ Roots, yes, the magic 4:5 ratio. Actually, let me show you this real quick. I have an app for this. Actually, in Lightroom, let me show you this, my friends. In Lightroom, here's a photo I took. So usually when I take my photo, they're usually way bigger because they're shot in like crazy, and they're shot in a DSLR. They're like 5,000 by 6 billion resolution. When I import my photos, and by the way, you might want to clip this afterwards because this is my best import settings on Lightroom. First of all, 4:5. 4:5 is how I always crop my image because that is how Instagram accepts images, 4:5. So straight function, when you are uploading a photo, crop it to a 4:5 ratio.
Gotcha. Okay.
Two. Then I always like end up sharpening it a little bit, a little bit extra sharpening just for goodness sake. And then the export settings, export as. So down here, export as. You don't want to upload a photo to Instagram that's greater than 1 MB. You don't want to do that because Instagram compresses everything into oblivion. So you want to keep it as small as possible so that when Instagram tries to upload it, it doesn't have to compress it. So when I export from Lightroom, I always make dimensions small and image quality 60%.
Right.
And you might be thinking like, why it doesn't make the image bad? No, because Instagram is going to ruin the image anyway. So it's never a perfect image. So that's one tip as well. You don't want to upload crazy big files. Try to actually make your files smaller. Do you use Lightroom or what app do you use to edit your photos?
I use Lightroom, or I have someone who takes my photos. They do it, so
Mm-hmm.
maybe that's a good tip for me to remind them,
Mm-hmm.
or if
Yeah.
they.
Yeah, because if they're sending you like high resolution, like 20
So,
megabyte files, it's
uh,
not that Instagram is gonna crush that. Instagram is
so,
gonna
so
like,
let me ask you:
yeah.
when you go shoot with a photographer, do you remind them it's like, hey, this is what I need. This is how much it is, because they probably don't send you raw photos. They probably want
No, no, no. So
to give
usually, so
more flavor to it.
it really depends on who I'm working with or like what photographer I'm working with. The ones I usually pay, um, they will send me, they will edit the photos for me. Usually, this is the workflow. I'll hire a photographer. Usually, it's by the hour. We do the photo shoot. They'll have like hundreds of photos. I pick out 10 photos based on that, and then they edit the 10 photos. And then from the 10 photos, I might do some slight extra edits on the side, and then I will compress it to smaller. Because even though the big file is not good for Instagram, it's still good for other places, like Twitter, or maybe if I want to put it on my blog or something. So it's not completely worthless, but I will still put it into Lightroom to make it smaller than it is. And I don't you don't have to ask that for your photographer. You could do that on your own, honestly. Like I
Okay.
prefer having the big file anyway because I want to use it for other things, but you want to use Lightroom to make it smaller because this will make it less than a megabyte. So that when you upload it to Instagram, Instagram won't destroy it via compression.
Right, right, right.
Okay. So, um let's see right here. Let's go back to straight function real quick. So, upload your photo. Obviously, SEO is important, search engine optimization. So, captioning is very, very important. Describing your image is very, very important. I remember back in the day, I don't know if you've ever been guilty of this, but, just literally uploading a picture and being like, felt cute, might delete later, or like,
Yeah.
or just using an emoji and that's it. Like, you can't do that anymore because your photo will never be discovered.
So I'm also gonna give you an example. So like
Mm-hmm.
if you write a long caption,
Mm-hmm.
how many people do you think honestly read the whole thing?
So that's where you have to experiment with your own audience, honestly. Um, my audience, yeah, they sometimes they do. Sometimes at the end of my caption, I'll have like a secret message or like even like a multiple choice question just to see if they read something, and they do. You want to give your audience prompts. You want them to give them what's the word I'm looking for? Call to actions. There you go. You want to give them call to actions for them to respond. The classic menswear call to action that I hate the most is, would you rock this? Thumbs up, thumbs down, or rate this outfit 1 out of 10. I freaking hate those call to actions because it means nothing to me. Would I wear this? No, I don't know. Like, yes, it's a nice photo. I don't care. It doesn't mean anything to me. Abyss, welcome to the chat today, Abyss. So we are talking right now about um, Instagram and different captions and techniques to just build a better account. And today we have our guest here, Straight Function from the Windy City, to help him out. Hey, no worry, Blue Tay. Welcome to the chat today. Um, no one's ever late. I always appreciate y'all for stopping in. Mega, mega appreciate it. So this is a perfect timing you got in here, the captions. So you want to have call to actions in your caption. Call to actions basically is asking your audience to respond back with something. The typical menswear call to action that I see and that I hate so much is the ones that are like, would you rock this? Thumbs up, thumbs down, barf, I hate it. Or rate this outfit 1 out of 10. What do you think about this outfit? You look amazing. Screw you. I know you look great. Why do I have to give you a 10? You already know you're a 10. What I've been doing recently is asking multiple choice questions. Like, actually, let me find an example real quick. There is one I just did recently here. Yes, about my pants break photo right here. At the bottom here, I gave a call to action. How much do my pant breaks bother you? A, I'm freaking fuming. B, I respect other people's style choices. C, what's a pant break? D, how to get more leg.
Right,
So
because I saw that.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
so it's super duper easy for them to answer. All they can do is just answer with like letters. So if you noticed in my comments, I had like, for example, this person said, D because they want to see more leg. Easy. This person was like B, but also D. Let's see. A friend was like A and D. So one person, running Everlong, which is another fellow menswear content creator, just said B. So it's not a lot of work. It seems way more valid, the answers, and I feel that it actually builds up in a better conversation. Just calling an outfit 10 or saying like this outfit is hot or oh man you styled it so well, who gives a crap? I do not care about that anymore. you need to get your audience to actually say some more real stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because because it's worthless, honestly. Saying like, "Oh, that's a fire look," Steven, that comment is literally worthless. That means that doesn't help anybody, you know,
Yeah.
and it doesn't because it doesn't.
It's just commenting to commenting.
It's just, yeah, it's literally commenting to commenting. It means nothing. So giving prompts where it's like giving them different choices, but real choices rather than 1 through 10. Exactly, DJ Roots. I agree with that. The accounts that just steal and repost 1,000 photos a day, those repost accounts, yeah, those generic questions. Do you want to write questions like those repost accounts? Like that's literally what you're saying, and I think you're better than that. So definitely different call to actions. Give them multiple choices. Ask them like, don't ask them like, would you rock this? Who cares? You know what I
Right.
mean? Like
Right.
literally, who cares? Um, that's where you have to build up some creativity. Like, what should you say? That's the hard part, obviously. You know, maybe it's like maybe you can even ask them something that doesn't have anything to do with the photo. Like,
Maybe
but
just put in a joke and see if you laugh at it. I don't. Yeah, but I get what you mean. Being creative, right?
yeah, yeah, but give them prompts to say something back. That's
Yeah.
easy,
Right.
as opposed to like thumbs up, thumbs down, or some BS like that. All right, so that's an important thing. Let's go back to Steven's account. And Zia Bist, I did see your question about hashtags. We're going to get to hashtags. Dapper Rocker Geek, posts of generic captions and call to actions are ones I find a real turnoff. Exactly. And that's a negative anti turn off for me. Like, I hate it. It turns me off. And thank you, Dapper Rocker, for stopping in, my friend. Dapper Rocker is actually a fellow Bronx creative who makes amazing bow ties and face masks. So thank you so much for stopping in. But Zabis, hashtags. So first of all, the most important thing in a caption is the actual words and having words that actually describe the image. All right, Steven? You want
Right.
your words to actually talk about the photo. And be specific. Be like you're wearing a black leather jacket with a like a fuzzy collar. You're wearing boots, cuffed jeans, because when people are searching for those things, they might find you.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Okay.
if I'm looking for black jean inspiration, how can I find your image if you never mention the words black jeans? You know what I
True.
mean? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So the next issue is hashtags. Oh my goodness. Ay
So,
Dios mío. Ay
so
Dios mío.
I go through hashtags. So it's like, for example, like I found this hashtag generator. Right? You type in one word, it gives you the top 30. Right? So that is something where it's like, okay, cool, right? Like if I'm playing around with, black jeans and I take three out of that 50 or 30, whatever it is. So yeah, we'll split that and I'll try it that way. But I don't know. What are your thoughts on that one?
Basura.
Okay.
Garbage. Basura. No. Okay, friends. So welcome to hashtag 101 with Dandy in the Bronx. Hashtags are another way that Instagram categorizes images. So it's very important that your hashtags actually match the images that you are posting. Because if you don't match the images, Instagram will suppress it. So here's the funny thing: when you upload an image to Instagram, Instagram already knows what you're posting, by the way, because they have a lot of AI, they have a lot of machine learning. Um, you know when people say like, you know how when people say they like, oh, we cracked the algorithm, it's a lie, because not even the engineers at Instagram know how the algorithm works. The algorithm is ever evolving. It just changes every day. It's whatever, honestly. What you have to do is, which this is the thing, that the part that sucks, it's hashtag research. Let me give you an example. Let me just find my favorite one that I use a lot.
It's
It's not
Danny in the
this one.
Bronx, right?
Yeah, hold on a second here. Um, Meta. Let's see. Okay, perfect. Meta. So write this down, my friends. Metahashtags.com. And I've been using this one for the longest time. And I like it because there is now a paid version of it, but Don't join it yet because I do have an affiliate link for it. So hold your horses, my friends. Hold your horses. But this is a great. The free version of it is still pretty useful. So metahashtags.com. So here, for example, I know that I am too late. No, Bear Claw. The hashtag, for example, for me, hashtag Dandy. So let's do hashtag Dandy real quick. Search for that. So it's really cool because it starts searching for that hashtag and then related hashtags with it. And I know you mentioned you use a tool that's very similar. Now, friends, you shouldn't just use any hashtag willy-nilly. You really need to use the hashtags that match the picture. That's the hardest part. And I think that's what bothers a lot of people. Don't use, like, this is not TikTok. You can't just use popular hashtags. Because it doesn't matter. Here's the thing. For example, here it gives you some stats on all the hashtags. See here, Dandy? Dandy is being used 2.2 million times. There's like 14 posts an hour when people use hashtag Dandy. So it's really, really popular right now. So I might include this in my collection of hashtags, but I wouldn't just keep using this one because there's so much competition. No one's ever going to see my image. I use hashtag Dandy, real talk. No one's ever going to see it. So there's no reason for me to use hashtag Dandy. I might include it. I might include it once, but I can't bet on this because it's not the same thing like TikTok or whatever. Like, your image will never be seen this way. So the idea is you have to mix and match your hashtags based on number. So that's actually, I think I can sort this actually. This is actually pretty easier on desktop actually. Let's see if I can do it this way. Nah, it's not working. But you can sort this by amount of hashtags. So what I like to do is, by the way, you can use up to 30 hashtags per image, by the way. I'm sure you know that, right, Steven? You can use 30 hashtags.
Yep.
So what you want to do is you want to have a combination of different hashtags with different values. So maybe you want to use 4 hashtags that have over 1 million. Then you want to use 10 hashtags that have 400 and 700K. Then you want to use the rest of your hashtags that are under that number. So you want to have a variety so that your image has a chance to compete with other hashtags. I will never be number 1 in hashtag Dandy, no matter how much I try and believe. Maybe one day, never know. But I need to play where my power level is equal. Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah.
So using a tool like this, you can see what the average information is. For example, here's a cool thing. On the tool, you can see top post average likes. Now, Men Style Today, thank you so much for the follow, my friend. Hopefully you're enjoying the chat. So with this web app, I can put in average likes. Now, straight function. You get an average of what? Like 100 likes?
It used to be like close to 150. Now it dropped to under 100.
Okay. So this is where you have to do some homework. You have to find hashtags with people with similar stats as you.
Okay.
This is the homework you have to do. So then when you use those hashtags, you're competing against those people, and then if you win, if people start engaging because you have an audience, they start engaging, you will be the number 1 post in that specific hashtag. And then if you win in that hashtag, the other hashtags might say, oh, look, this guy's popular in hashtag casual outfits for Latino men or something. We're going to bump him up a little bit. Because Instagram shows your content to a little bit of people first. And if those little bit of people really like it, it shows it to more people. Like, you would think that I have 40K followers, I would get 40K likes per picture, right? Because half my audience never sees my images. That's a fact. That's a fact.
Right.
So you want to use hashtags that you can compete in. Hashtag menswear, useless. There's too many people using it. There's too many fake bot accounts using it. There's too many repost accounts using it. You will never compete with it. You have to go deeper. For example, if you're wearing H&M, okay, use hashtag H&M. I don't think a lot of it's very specific. Hashtag Zara. You have to see how many people are using it.
Right.
Tell me a brand you wear. Tell me what's a brand you like to wear a lot.
Zara.
Okay, Zara. Hashtag Zara.
Right.
So obviously, when someone's looking for hashtag Zara, you're also competing with women.
True.
You're
Yes.
never no one's ever gonna see your photo. Like see here, like hashtag Zara. It's all women. It's all women. Never use hashtag Zara. Maybe hashtag men. You know, so maybe very specific or Zara outfits or Zara for men.
Let me give an example, right?
Okay.
So you know how I told you that there's a lot of talented women bloggers here. So I try to compete with like being on the Chicago blogger hashtag, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to get on that platform, like to be seen on that, because I feel like Chicago bloggers, like or blogger, like that's a hashtag that everyone wants to look at, right?
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
look at it if I'm on that like hashtag feed.
Mm-hmm.
So it would have to be Chicago blogger men to make it a little bit more specific. And
Yes.
by
Well,
that,
well, well, it depends. Like for example, hashtag travel blogger. Yes, we watch it. We both watch it, but you'll never compete with it. That's the issue. You'll never be in the top of that feed. And I know that sucks. And I know it. I know it's a losing battle, so I don't bother using it. But hashtag suit and tie, I can compete in. Hashtag bespoke, like finding those specific hashtags where people are still using it, but it's not crazy amounts.
mm-hmm.
I will compete in those, and I can win, and I can be seen. So you have to find specific hashtags that are have a lot of people watching it, but doesn't have like a million people watching it. Because
Right.
because it have as a million people watching it, you will never be seen, which sucks. Like that's why you should have a combination of hashtags. You'll have maybe one or two of the big ones, of the
Right.
ones of the millions, one or two. Then you'll have some middle hashtags, and then you have like little tiny hashtags. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yep. 100%.
Yeah. So let's actually go back to your account real quick. Another thing I read somewhere. Now I don't know how true this is, but for example, here every hashtag you use says men's. That hurts because it's like your spam. Instagram sees
So
this spam happening here.
so I had just switched right hashtags a while ago. So that too can be an example.
Okay, don't do this. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Let me give you an example of one of my hashtags. So I have like a folder I have here. Um, so basically, I I rotate hashtags. So it's also an important thing to have like different groups of hashtags that you rotate. You never want to keep using the same hashtags every day, because here, listen to this. If you use the same hashtags, then you end up competing with yourself.
Okay, that makes sense.
So then you're like, the Instagram app is like, all right, well, both of them are using hashtag streetwear. Which is the better one? And it'll end up, it won't help both. It's going to hurt both. So so make sure if I use hashtag dandy today, I know I'm not going to use hashtag dandy for like the next 3 days.
Got
Base Blanco, welcome to the chat today. No worries. If you're just joining us, I'm speaking to my good friend here, Straight Function, Steven Bautista from the Windy City, and we're going over hashtag strategies. And I'm hoping that if you have any questions, feel free to chime in. In summary, what we talked about so far is you don't want to use the big hashtags. You don't, especially coming from the menswear point of view. For example, hashtag menswear, useless because there's too many people using it. There's too much competition. You'll never be seen. Hashtag travel blogger, too much competition. Too many people using it. You have to niche down. You have to go smaller. So, for example, here on my screen, you'll see I have very, very specific hashtags, very specific one, like Bronx Native, Bronx Nation, Latino Fashion Week. There's not a lot of competition in those. But because I have some decent engagement, that will put me as the top of those specific hashtags. And then I rotate my hashtags as well.
Now, question.
Yes.
So even though you rotate them, it shouldn't matter what time you post because it should be seen with the hashtags that you're using.
So yeah, that's a tough situation here. So the issue with timing is weird because, as we all know, Instagram is no longer a chronological feed. It
Right.
will you will see content wherever Instagram feels it. But that's the importance of consistency now. You have to train your audience that every day or whenever your schedule is, every Tuesday at 7 a.m. Chicago time, Straight Function is going to post.
Right. Right.
Because then they'll be there ready. And also give them a reason to come check out your photo. As you all know, if you follow me on Instagram, I do my personal hack or my personal fun thing is I always shout out the first comment. And that's something where people fight for. They're like, I got the first comment. And like even my
That's why
fellow
you're the notification when you post, it just pops up. You
yeah.
know. Yeah.
Yeah, so like give them a reason to know there so they know so their algorithm will be like, oh, they like Dandy stuff at 9 o'clock in the morning, we're going to show them Dandy stuff at 9 o'clock in the morning. So I've trained my audience, I've trained the algorithm to be like, this is morning content, show it to these people.
Right.
If you're posting randomly, it's going to go all over the place. Um, BX Blanco, yes, we did talk about one tool right now about hashtags, so I'm going to show you right now. Write this down, my friends, metahashtags.com, and I use this to do a lot of my hashtag research. This is the free version, there is a paid version. I will provide affiliate links to that later on. Actually, real quick, I'm going to open up, I got to put it in my Discord as well. By the way, chat, a lot of this information will be available on my Discord. So actually, if someone can type in !Discord, I would really appreciate it. I'm going to have all the links that I've mentioned here, everything there available for y'all to take advantage of. Thank you, Blue Tay. But yeah, meta hashtags right here. The key thing here is it'll let you show you a list. It'll show you your hashtag and hashtags that are similar to it and their stats. So Straight Function mentioned Zara. He likes to wear Zara. But for example, here, 41 million people are using Zara. There's 41 million posts. There is about 569 nice posts per hour of hashtag Zara. Will you be able to be competing with that?
No.
No, you won't. So there's no reason to use hashtag Zara. You won't compete with it. You have to break it down. You have to find hashtags that work for you in that level. Does that make sense? Straight Function? Does that make sense, chat? Does that make sense what I'm trying to say here? So once you figure out, you can use up to 30 hashtags per photo, by the way. So 30 hashtags.
Now, do you use all 30 do you use all 30?
So that's the key thing here. You have to experiment, by the way. That's the hard part, my friends. At the end of the day, it's always important to see what works for you. Some people swear that, oh, 15 is the right number. Oh, 26 is the right number. Some people don't even use hashtags. I know a lot of my fellow mentor bloggers who don't use Instagram, don't use hashtags anymore. Experiment. But the max amount you can use is 30. At this moment in time, I usually use 30, 25 if I'm lazy. Like that's usually what I use, 30 to 25. Like I said, DJ Roots, if 22 to 26 works for you, then keep doing it. The key thing is experimentation. There's never a right answer with everyone's account is very different. So experiment, but I definitely recommend at least start with 30 and then play around with that. 2, your hashtag needs to actually be relevant to the photo. I know this must be really difficult for some people because I think they like to put hashtags like, oh, this is the top hashtag. You know what this annoys me on TikTok? when I see people use hashtag, what is it, for your feed or something, or like I forgot it, but it's like I'm seeing it everywhere. Your content will never be seen that way because everyone and their mom is doing it. You're not going to get on top of the feed that way. Using popular hashtags on Instagram is a deterrent. Is it not deterrent? That's the wrong word. It's not going to help you, so to speak. So the key thing is using hashtags are literally what the image has, because the algorithm is going to be like, okay, he's using suit and tie. Is he wearing a suit and tie? Does this match the other images in the hashtag group? If you post a blue dress and use hashtag suit and tie, the algorithm is going to be like, what the frick is this? This doesn't match. We're going to push it down then, you know? Blue Tay says, is it just me that gets a little overwhelmed by seeing so many hashtags now and again? That's why I always hide my hashtags in the comments. So luckily, you don't really have to put all your hashtags in one place. You can try this. Here's an example. Maybe use 5 hashtags in the main caption and then hide the rest of your hashtags in a comment. Let me show you what I've been doing in one of my posts recently. So this is a post I did a while back. Well, actually, technically a couple days ago. Let's see. We got to sort it by newest comment. Let's see. Roll all the way to the bottom. There you go. So I actually wrote a comment saying, this is where I put the hashtags. Enter at your own peril. So it's kind of funny, a little tongue-in-cheek, and I just hide all the hashtags in there. And actually, I got this idea from following meme accounts. I follow a couple of meme accounts, a lot of Pokemon meme accounts, and they've done this before. They have like they'll do is they'll comment on their own post saying like ignore tags, and then they'll fill that comment with all their tags.
Well, you did that today, like, oh, these are the hashtags or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. And actually, people liked that comment, so there you go. I just made engagement for nothing, you know. So it's doing little things like that to get people to stay on your post. Another thing, Instagram rewards you for the amount of time people stay on your post, by the way. If they just like it and leave, Instagram is like, well, no one cares about this. In the future, we're going to show it to less people. If they stay on your post to comment, if they stay on your post to swipe through a carousel, if they stay on your post to watch an entire video, Instagram is like, this gives value to people. We're going to keep showing it to other people. Lazy New Yorker, welcome to the chat today, my friend. Blue Tay says, speaking of being overwhelmed, I don't know if you've just covered this already, but tags. Sometimes I tap on a pic and it's covered in tags. Yes, I used to do that a lot a long time ago. I stopped doing that. The reason why people would tag their image into oblivion was basically just to get more eyeballs on it, hopefully to get repost accounts to repost it. Have you ever done this before, Steve?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, like I'm guilty of this as well, where I would tag an image with like 4 million like other accounts, like in the corner of the image. It'll be like men's review, Zara menswear, men's law, Dapper Fire, like all these like crazy repost accounts, and of course the brands as well, just for the hopes of getting either seen or reposted. I don't care about that anymore because that doesn't bring value anymore. I'll just tag just the relevant brands, if anything. I don't recommend just tagging a billion things in there because it dilutes the image. Just like Blue Tay says, it looks messy. It looks unprofessional. You know, so I don't recommend doing that. Okay. By the way, chat, if you have a question, feel free to repeat it just in case I missed it. And if you want me to literally see it, you can use your channel points to highlight the image. So chat, Steven, is it what I'm saying making sense so far in terms of hashtag strategy?
I get it. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I just want to make sure I'm bringing you value. That's the key thing. I'm going to bring you value. All right, so combination of hashtags that literally match the photo. Hashtags are irrelevant. So if it's a picture in Chicago, using hashtag Chicago, while makes sense, you're competing with too many people. You have to break it down. Maybe hashtag the specific neighborhood. Maybe hashtag the specific I don't know,
Right.
area you're in.
Yeah,
Just
I'm
use
in Humble Park, right? So Chicago, Humble Park.
there you go. Break
Right.
for me, hashtag the Bronx, hashtag in the boogie down. You know,
Well, isn't
very
well, aren't those still really big ones,
you know,
right?
it's funny you mentioned that. The Bronx, it's just not as big as like Manhattan, Brooklyn in terms of hashtag usage.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's just not as poppin', which is good for me because I can compete. I can compete then. You know what I mean?
Right.
So the key thing is you want to be able to compete with the hashtags you're using. And of course, I'll use something like for me like a neighborhood Hunts Point, hashtag Hunts Point,
So
hashtag Mott Haven. You know,
so here's my thing. So it's like you need to make sure that it's a small enough hashtag that it's still enough for you to be noticed, but it's not oversaturated.
there you go. There you go. Now we're talking. There you go. Straight function.
Breaking it down.
Clip that information. That's what he said. You want to be in. I already forgot what you said.
So
You
it's
repeat
taking
it.
yeah, it's taking something that's, really big, breaking it down to smaller, and then having that, but still being noticed, but still not too saturated. So,
Exactly. And that's how you're able to compete, get seen, and potentially go viral that way. And then also, if people are looking for that specific kind of content, they'll find you. Like for me, people want to find other dandies. They want to find people who are wearing a navy suit, pinstripe suit, spritzura, whatever, tailored suits, whatever. They'll find me that way.
right.
If they're
So it needs to be the perfect medium. Right. Like in the comments. Is that, yep, DJ.
There you go.
Right.
Perfectly medium. There you go. Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Um, by the way, chat, if you're trying to share links, I apologize. I do have links blocked. I recommend just breaking up the link so that the auto detector doesn't block it. So, but yeah. All right. Any other questions before we move on from hashtags? Or chat, or if anyone else wants me to say anything else about hashtags. Anything else? Does that make sense what I said so far? Let's see. I made a clip. Thank you, Blue Tay. Oh, there you go. The clip didn't show? Okay. Whatever. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Um, Steven, anything else about hashtags?
No, I'm good. I got it.
Okay,
Locked in.
so so I better see better hashtags next time. I better see some homework being done with your
I'm gonna do it
hashtags.
as soon as we end this conversation. Gonna get
Okay.
the books.
All right, good, good. I'm glad. I'm glad. I like that. I like that. Okay, next thing. Here's another thing I think a lot of people forget about. Are you familiar with the alt text? The alt text.
Nope.
Okay. So let's do an example here of a post real quick. This is a funny picture right here, Mr. Cool Ice. Does anyone remember that meme, Mr. Cool Ice? I love this image, by the way. I love it. So we're gonna use this as an example, Mr. Cool Ice. By the way, another key thing, I don't know if it actually is true or not, but you should at least edit your photo a little bit in Instagram so Instagram knows it's like just give it 1% of like anything so that Instagram feels that, oh, look, you edited it on Instagram. We're going to push this because it's an Instagram edited photo.
Really?
So,
I didn't know that.
yeah. Whether or
This
not it's
sounds a
real,
little petty.
yeah, whatever, whether or not that actually works or not, whatever, but I do it sometimes. So we're going to do that. Next image. Okay. So we're going to write caption here. So we see here a tattoo man, right? Tattoo
Right.
man right
I think
here.
I got the same tattoo on my chest,
I
but
know
yeah,
it. Actually that's why I wear a suit because I don't want people to see my tattoos. That's the why I wear a fedora. I'm just trying to hide everything, honestly. So for example, here, I'm gonna pretend I'm writing a caption here, my friends. I'm pretending I'm writing this caption for this image right here. Okay? Yes, good old Mr. Cool Ice. You know, so SEO, search engine optimization. I love my back tattoo featuring, by the way, I'm going to spell everything wrong, by the way, because I can't spell, featuring this skull wearing sunglasses.
I think it's funny that
It,
you say you can't spell, but yet you were a teacher.
look, look, look. I had Microsoft Word with me at all times to help me spell every word, all
Yeah,
right?
I
All right?
remember. When you told me the story, I remember.
So I really appreciate the job that Mary at hold on, Mary at Tattoo Shop in um Lincoln Park. I can't spell Lincoln Park. Lincoln Park. I spelled Link Ups Park. Just run with me, my friend. Just run with me here. Lincoln Park in the town, um, in the city. Let's say in the city. Um, my back tattoo. I can't spell tattoo. My back tattoo is really great. So I used a bunch of words here, like look, I can't spell anything. That's not the key situation here. The key situation here is I am describing the image. I'm talking about what's in the image. I'm telling you where the image is located. It's about that. Then the next thing here is call to actions, questions like now obviously like saying like would you get this tattoo? Yes or no? That's a dumb question. Maybe like what tattoo should I get next? Or who's your favorite tattoo artist? And then give them choices even. Who's your favorite tattoo artist? Why isn't tattoo spell checking for me? There you go. Tattoo artist. And then maybe give them some choices, or maybe tell us your own. My favorite is Mary. Mary's my favorite tattoo artist. Okay. So then people will be like, oh, yeah, I love, Mark at whatever place. Or people start answering the questions. Like you want them to give them something to actually answer that's easy enough for them. Remember, humans are lazy. So they don't want to do a lot of work, but you got to give them a prompt that's easy enough for them to answer. Okay? So
Right.
then we mentioned a bunch of things. We described the tattoo. It's a back tattoo. Maybe mention that you're bald, because you're filling up all these keywords. So if I'm looking for the best back tattoo, your image will show up. The Mr. Cool Ice will show up. That's the key thing. So Mr. Cool Ice is now going to get a lot of traffic because he has all these specific keywords. Now the next thing we want to do is over here, advanced settings at the bottom. So when you scroll all the way at the bottom, you'll see advanced settings. Write alt text. Chat. Steven, have you ever done this before? Write alt text.
Like in a group all at once?
No. Right here in this option here,
Uh,
write alt text. Have you done that before?
no.
Okay. You should definitely, every post you do, write alt text because alt text describes your photo for people with visual impairments. Alt text will be automatically created for your photos, or you can choose to write your own. So this is a perfect way to make even more SEO and even get more people to see your image, for people who can't see your image, honestly. So it's good for accessibility and also good for getting more people to see your image. So write alt text, and this is where you literally describe your image. So for example, your photo when you're in the streets, there's like Latino man in Chicago wearing a black leather jacket with black jeans, cuffed up 1 inch, with black boots. He's standing in the middle of a pavilion or building or whatever, and he is looking to the left. He identifies as he, him. And I know this is kind of crazy, but you got to do all that. Describe your image perfectly. So, for example, for Mr. Cool Ice, I'll be like, man standing standing. You can see his back. He has a tattoo. It says Mr. Cool Ice. It has a skull. The skull has sunglasses. He's also bald. His bald head has a tattoo. He is flexing. He's a white man. Him. He's based in whatever country this in. Describe the image because then it will get more people to find your image. I want you to do
Right.
that next time for your next post. Right. So then now you have that all that extra stuff. So you have a caption that has words, keywords that describes your image. You write an alt text for all your images. So even if when you do a carousel, you have to write an alt text for all your images. All right.
Right.
Um, So then after that, tag people. Maybe you want to tag, the tattoo artist. You want to I tag myself honestly in a lot of my photos, so they show up in my tagged image photo. So I'll do that. I don't know if that helps or not, but I do that because sometimes other people tag me, and sometimes other people tag me with photos that I'm not really a big fan of. So I don't want to. So I want to like knock those images a little bit down sometimes. So
Right.
I'll do that so I can like control that aspect.
Right.
So
Right.
and then of course location. The location of where you are, very important because people are searching for those things as well. So maybe
Now, does that still play an effect, like location and how big it is? Like, I feel like you pop up more when it's a specific place. Like, if it's just all Chicago, it's like
yeah,
that's and
exactly. Yeah, yeah. No, you're absolutely correct. So just use for me like using hashtag New York City useless. Using
right.
hashtag Chicago, I mean not hashtag location tag New York City useless. Hashtag location tag Chicago useless. You got to break it down. Give me the literal area you're at. Obviously, if it's safe, like if it's not safe to give your location, then don't do that. But you want to be able to do that so more people can find it. So, like for example, maybe other Instagrammers are trying to find good locations. Maybe they'll be like, "Oh man, what's a good place in? Where did you shoot again? What was that area you shot in that photo with the black outfit?"
That was in the West Loop.
Okay, so you tag in up there West Loop, and then people can hopefully find it that way. You can compete with other people who are posting West Loop content.
Now, if I change a location after this, do you think it'd make a difference or no? It's already in the gram algorithm.
I've heard mixed responses to that. I've heard people saying like once you post something, you can't edit it because that might ruin the algorithm.
Right.
But it's hit or miss. I have heard stories where people edit their photos afterwards to add a hashtag, and then it works. So that's something you could experiment with. You can go back and change all your locations and see if they change. It's not gonna hurt. You know what I mean? So like, just do it. You can do it. Well, you got nothing to lose. But I have heard
Right.
some people say like when you post something, don't edit it immediately because it might hurt it. You know what I mean?
So, um, it's in the West Loop, but it's actually the McDonald's building.
That's
But
really cool.
I had actually had her like slice out the
Photoshop it.
logo. Yeah.
This freaking guy. You know what we should do next time? You should be like transparent about that and show the before and after. I think that'd be really funny to show
Yeah.
like the one with the McDonald's logo and then without it. That's
Like,
another
yeah, I don't know. Like the building's beautiful, but it's like I don't know. Like I don't know. I just didn't. I like the aesthetic of the McDonald's. I
no,
guess.
no, but like you see what you're doing right now? You're adding some personality to the conversation. Like you should have mentioned that. They should have like talked about it like, "Yo, this might be Mickey D's, but I love the building." Like, "Yo, Mickey D's, call me. What's up? I'll make some Mickey D's content." You know what I mean? Like make it part of your personality. Like at the end of the day, you people are following you because they like you, and it's not a bad thing to like add some kind of you into it. I'm disappointed that you did not wear a tie. True Choice Stories does not like that you did not wear a
You
tie, my
know,
friend.
I I've been getting so not lazy, but it's just like I haven't put on a tie in so long that I didn't forget how to do like put one on. I
This
just felt
guy.
like I have one right here. Like this is the one I was gonna go with.
Okay, all right, all right.
But I'm like, you know what? Dandy might be like it's cocktail hour, right? So let's keep it casual, but that's not
Casual. What the
not
what the
being
frick is
funny about it
casual?
because that's not true. You're not
How
casual.
dare you say the c word? How dare you say the c word in my chat room?
Sorry.
The c casual? Oh my goodness.
No.
Um,
You know what? That's anytime we've hung out when I'm in New York, I've never seen you casual, which is your niche, right? You're not
yeah.
casual. So, right.
Um, well, Bear Claw has known me since college, so he's seen me casual. He's seen me wear things like hoodies. I do own a hoodie, so it does exist, but it's not content for the masses.
But I
Maybe.
have seen you casual because yesterday when you sent me the script, you
Okay,
were
well that's my secrets. Okay, my secret script content. Okay, okay.
yes. So that was the only time that I could say like, hey, I saw you when you weren't dandy, right? So
Damn, now I have to delete that from the files now. Uh, Familyland says no. I like how you censored casual, by the way. Thank you, Familyland. Casual's not allowed. Blue Taste says I'm sure Cocktail Hour of Dandy would still involve a tie. 100% will still involve a tie. Okay, so back to the post real quick. Um, yeah, so location. So location, very important. And of course, like that story you just told me right now, definitely add it to your caption next time because I feel like that's super cool, super interesting, and people will talk about it. Like,
Right.
like remember, like people come for the content, but then they stay for the personality. Like
True.
you're not just a walking blob of clothing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm guilty of this as well. In the beginning, I was like, you know,
You want to post, and it shouldn't be
yeah,
like
yeah. It's no longer like that, It's like I need to talk about myself. I gotta be more human. You gotta be
right.
human, Um, like yes, I am a walking billboard. Yes, I am a walking sack of ties, but I have feelings. I play Pokemon. I do all these other things besides wear suits. So putting that personality is very, very important. So okay, so the image. So you have SEO in the captions. You're tagging the exact location. Um, Tag yourself. Tag the brands if necessary. Um, and then of course, advanced settings, alt text, describe your image.
Right.
Literally describe the image, and then just post. And then hopes and dreams. Honestly,
Right.
like that's pretty much it. You post and you
Fingers
hope.
crossed.
Yeah, literally fingers crossed. And what I usually do is I'll spend the next maybe like real talk, like the next hour answering every comment that comes in, and then that's when I usually go to other people's accounts and maybe I'll leave some comments as well.
Because
Um,
you need a, I heard that you need to reply to a comment within an hour.
that's what they say. That's back in the day.
Yeah,
They
I don't
they
know.
they said it was like 15 minutes. I heard was like the bare minimum, honestly.
Right.
But at the end of the day, your mileage will vary. Experiment. Like here's some things make a chart. Be like, all right, today I'm going to post at this time. I'm going to use these hashtags. I'm going to answer the comments within an hour and see what happens. Experiment with that. But I do recommend at least sticking around for an hour, commenting and liking other people's stuff. And now here's the big thing that I think is going to be very important for you, and I think for other creators who are listening to this as well. Don't just like um, other influencers. Don't just like and comment me. I appreciate your likes, straight function, but you need to comment on other you have to comment and likes your community, your actual followers. Like for example, True Choice Story has been this amazing guy who's been following Dandy in the Bronx for a while, and he's not an influencer per se, but I'm influenced by him now. But like I'm building up this community here. Familam is an artist who followed me on Twitch. Blue Tay followed me on Instagram. The people in the Bronx Gaming Network. It's you got to build a community with your followers.
Right.
The straight functionites. I don't know. Like you got to think of a name for your team or something like that. Like you need to comment and like the the rest of them. I don't know what's a better way to call this. Not just go to other influencers and be like liking and commenting on them, because to be honest with you, that
Yeah,
means
I mean,
nothing.
yes, true choice story. Yes, I do remember. Yes, I remember.
Like liking and commenting other influencers, big influencers, it means nothing. Like it's not going to help you. Like are they going to comment back? Maybe that'll help a little bit, but like you don't want to rely on my comments and likes. You want to get your fans to comment and like for you. Does that make sense?
Right. No, it 100%.
So what I recommend is go through your follower list. The random guys who follow you, go to their latest post and leave a comment or like. Go to their things. Look, I appreciate your comments and likes, but maybe save that comment and like for somebody else. Like let me give you an example. Let's go to Straight Functions account again. Followers. Let's see. If it loads, come on, technology. Let's see. I need to find someone here who's not an influencer. That's the thing. I don't want to be commenting on, okay, Juan, I don't know who this guy is. He's in Chile. I don't know who this guy is. It doesn't matter. Well, it does matter to me because he could be a person that loves straight function. So, you got to go in there and like his stuff and be like, that's cool, or, está bueno. I don't know. Like, you got to just build up a conversation because his comments and likes are technically way more valuable than my comments and likes. Because at the end of the day, here's actually a funny thing. I went to an event for Four. Four is a social media agency that connects brands with influencers to do collaborations. And I was at an event with them once, and they said that they use tools to scan influencers. And one of the things they said was, when we scan an influencer's comments, we remove all comments. We don't count any comments with people who have followers more than 1,000 because they don't count. And it's true because they're just other influencers. They literally don't count. So when I that makes perfect sense to me. I need to build people, the grassroots effort. You got to build up those people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you should definitely go in there. Maybe make a list. Maybe make an Excel sheet of those people, and then make sure to remember to comment and like. Here's another thing I usually do sometimes too. I check my stories, right? And then I'll go through my stories, and then I'll like and comment those people. Like, all right, Greg Ortiz. He's not an influencer, but I already liked his photo. The last thing he posted is the 14th. All right, Dogecoin. I like Dogecoin. But, like, you know what I mean? Like, his comments and likes hold more weight, technically, than other influencers. So I think it's very important to you build up those relationships so they keep coming back. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Blue Tay says, I said this earlier, the reason I really feel inspired by Dandy is not just on his content, which is great, thank you, Blue Tay, but the way he connects with his audience. I honestly mean it when I say he's one of the best at connecting with us. Aw, Blue Tay, kill me now. His audience, always good to keep in touch with who you reach. Thank you so much, Blue Tay. I'm glad, I appreciate you say that, because sometimes I also need, to get inspired, to get hyped by other people, because sometimes I feel like I'm talking to the void. I'm not talking to anybody. I'm talking to a wall, a literal wall. So being able to like hear y'all, and even you Steven, like it makes me feel like I'm doing something. So I appreciate y'all. So that's what I'm saying. Definitely go in there and be like, stop by other people's accounts. The everyday, the everyday guys. You know what I mean? Because they need our likes more than me. I love your comments and likes. If you like my post, please, yes, leave a like and leave a comment. But never feel forced to do so. Never feel forced to do so. Never do it because you feel that, oh, I gotta comment and like on Dandy because I need to get a reciprocal like and comment.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't help anybody. It doesn't help you, honestly. Because at the end of the day, I'd rather have the everyday people liking and commenting on my stuff. Family Lamb says, I agree. I usually don't watch streams, but the way you interact with community makes everyone feel special, and you generally appreciate. Oh, Family Lamb, you kill me again. No, thank you, my friends. It really means a lot to me, and like that's the key thing. You gotta build up your community, straight function. You gotta build up people who like you for who you are, like your style, and then connect with them. Because that's how you influence people, or whatever that word means. That's how you build a community, and that's how you get brands to pay you money. that's how you get it at the end of the day. All right. Okay, so we talked about that. Let's see. Let's open up Straight Function's account again real quick. All right. By the way, Straight Function, good job. 1,900 views on the reel.
Hey, what's up, Diego?
Very
How's it
good.
going, man? Long time
good
no
job.
talk.
I appreciate that.
Hello, everybody. It's Diego.
By the way,
Dandy in the
I hope you
Bronx.
guys really
Diego,
enjoyed that
you know you
skit.
don't have to do that every time
I had a lot
we
of fun
talk,
doing
right?
this.
I was
It
wondering
was
if
a
you could help
fun
me.
experience
I
doing this,
mean,
Chris.
I longer take at the end, but it didn't clip
some
because
big
it was only
gigs.
60
I
seconds.
would love to help you. You just need
Right,
some
but
content.
Maybe I'll
Okay,
release
yeah.
the
Yeah, I can do
uncut
that.
version
Okay.
on another social media platform.
the Dandy cut, right?
Yeah, the Dandy cut, exactly. The
Like the
Dandy
Snyder
cut.
cut, but just the Dandy
Yeah.
cut.
Well, I'm glad you guys liked it, my friends. I really, really appreciate that. Okay, short function. So, you're gonna change your profile for me.
Yes.
You're gonna niche down. You're gonna figure out what you really want to talk about. Like, what's your gimmick? You're gonna figure out what's the style you want to go with. Like, who are you helping? Who's the person you want to help? And be very specific on that specific person you want to help. Like, I am targeting people who like to wear suits, people who want to be dandy all the time, people who like vintage. That's who I'm targeting, and who
Right.
happen to be nerds at the same time who like Pokemon by chance.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I mean? But figure that out. Who is that very, very specific target that you're trying to target? Two, search engine optimization. When you're writing your captions or whatever, making sure that you have all the words that are specific to the image you're posting.
Right.
Don't try to derail that, so to speak. If you're wearing black shoes or black boots, mention in your post black shoes. It's very,
Right.
very important. Hashtags. My favorite hashtag tool is meta hashtags. Meta hashtags helps you research a little bit. You want to make sure you're competing in hashtags you can actually win at. So check for example, on a good day for me, if I'm very lucky, I get around maybe 600 or 700 likes. So when I'm looking for hashtags that I can fit in there, suit and tie link. Diego got a run, but this was awesome, very informative, and a perfect time for me. Thanks. Yo, Brian, thanks so much for stopping in, my friend. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much for stopping in. Hey, and if you like this, by the way, please drop a follow. If you enjoyed what you're watching, um, drop a follow. I mega appreciate it. It helps me level up on Twitch. So mega appreciate it. Drop that heart, those hearts on those on Twitch. But yeah, meta hashtag. Use that to organize your hashtags and make sure you're competing in hashtags you can win at. And what was that thing you said? Straight function. Do you remember what you said about
Yeah.
hashtags?
So break it down from where you're at something smaller, but still competitive enough where you're able to be seen. And
Exactly.
right.
Exactly. You want to be seen there. So you don't want to be using like hashtag Zara or like hashtag travel,
Or
hashtag
men's fashion. Yeah, it's
yeah,
gotta be smart.
yeah. Yeah, hashtag menswear because you will never win. You will never win. Um, Next, when you're doing a post, make sure you utilize alt texts. Those are texts
Right.
meant for accessibility, but it also helps people actually, more people see your content, literally see your content. So make sure every image you have has alt text. And then, of course, being consistent. I think that goes without saying that, if you're posting randomly at random times, um, maybe people will miss your stuff. Um, I've kind of like taught my audience that hey, I usually post in the morning, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and if you're the first comment, you get a shout out. So I give them incentive, and then they show up for that. Give them a
Yeah, 'cause you
reason.
don't flood Instagram like 2 posts a day. It's like what, once?
I have experimented before. I've done an experiment when I posted 5 times a day, just to see what would happen. Honestly,
Which one got the most views? Right, right.
yeah, because because at the end, at that time you might just cannibalize yourself. Your images might cannibalize yourself, so you don't want to end up doing that. Honestly.
Right.
Um, oh, also in the caption, making sure you have a call to action and something that's not generic and gimmicky. Like I don't want to see like, would you wear this look? Yes or no?
Right.
Would you what do you rate this fit? 1 out of 10. I hate that. And it doesn't lead to any kind of good conversation. So I think you should either ask it something else. Ask something like, for example, with the tattoo, like who's your favorite tattoo artist? What kind of tattoo would you get? Would you cuff your jeans? What kind of do you prefer, skinny jeans or uh relaxed fit jeans? What are jeans?
Right.
What? You know what I mean? Like break that down, give them options so they can answer that. Okay. And then post, and then hopes and dreams. Literally
Right.
hopes and dreams, and see if it works out. But by making those little steps, people can actually find your images. That's the thing. That's the first step for people to actually see that you exist and find your images. Okay, straight function. Steven Bautista.
Yes.
How do you feel about that? What do you feel about the information I just gave you?
I feel pretty good. I mean, like I said, I always take whatever you say. Ever since I met you, like I've always like learned from you and multiple things. From having this thing. Do you remember when we went to the Apple store?
Oh my goodness. Okay, tell everybody what that is. Please tell everybody what that is.
Okay, so when I was in New York, right, I had a SIM card, but then I'm like, oh, I need my computer to upload from my camera.
Oh, SD card, not SIM card. SD card for the camera.
SD card, right? But I didn't have my laptop to throw it in and then transfer it from my Mac to my phone. But Diego goes, oh, you need one of these. And I'm like, what is that? Oh, you just put my SD card in and then stick it at the bottom of my phone, and I'm able to transfer my photos in and edit on the go. And I'm like, right? Like, I didn't know Apple had this technology. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's actually been a really cool tool. Like, it's an SD card reader for an iPhone, so it has a lightning port in the bottom, so you can directly take your raw photos from your camera and upload it to your camera, and then use an app like Lightroom or whatever to literally edit your photos on the go and immediately upload from Instagram right there.
Right.
No computer needed.
Were we staying? Who was it? Your phone or my phone that was dying? That we're there talking for a bit.
I don't remember, honestly. I don't remember. I do remember the Apple Store.
It like it was yesterday.
Well,
I think it was because I was so inspired and mesmerized by the words you were saying.
Kill me now, kill me now. But yeah,
that was one of the times. Yeah, because you came from the Bronx and I was staying by the Towers Memorial. So you came from all the way uptown to downtown. Am I saying
downtown?
Is that how it works?
So yeah, so I'm uptown. Yeah, I'm technically uptown.
Right.
But yeah, no, it's mega useful. By the way, chat. My Discord link is not working, sadly. Let me just double check that. Let me see. There we go. Okay, so by the way, chat, if you need links to anything I've talked about today so far, I'm gonna have them all in my Discord. Join the Discord. I have a bunch of channels there. I have a channel there that I'm building up called Influencer Resources. Well, I'll have all the links there available. Now my bot is working. So if you want to know where that tool is, so now luckily my workflow now is actually on my iPad. I edit all my photos on my iPad, and it actually uses a USB-C port. So I just use that to transfer my images there. I have the Lightroom app on my iPad. I edit it there, and then I airdrop it from my iPad to my phone, and then from there it goes into Instagram.
Yeah, because when I've hung out with you when you used to have your messenger bag or backpack or whatever, it's like you only had your camera, that SD card importer, and your iPad and your phone.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah, you don't really need a laptop to do all this stuff. So it's lightweight and it's very easy to make content on the go. Okay, so we talked about that. Now, chat, hopefully you feel inspired. Hopefully you feel like you can like organize your Instagram in a certain way to hopefully at least let's make it look nicer, to make it look more presentable, so to speak, to hopefully people can see your content more and hopefully grow this way. Like, obviously this is not a silver bullet to like get more followers, because it honestly, that's not the goal. The goal is not to get more followers. It's to get specific people that already want to see your stuff to find you.
Right.
Like, I don't want my content to be for everybody, because it isn't for everybody. My content is not for everybody. It's very specific. So I want those people who are specific to that type of niche to follow me. And for you, Straight Function, you want to find that specific guy who wants that specific style. Blue Tay, thank you so much, my friend, for stopping in. Mega appreciate it. Yes, I will eventually put this. There will be a video on demand on Twitch afterwards, but also will be on YouTube down the line as well. But yeah, you don't want to be for everybody, as weird as that sounds. You want to be for a very specific type of person. So we're not done yet. Are you still down with for talking, by the way? Because I haven't told you how to make money yet.
Yeah, let's do it. If you see me get up, it's because I need to just grab my charger, but I have it
Okay.
with me. I just have to plug it.
Okay.
We're
Okay.
good.
No
We're good.
worries. No worries. So, how do you make money as an influencer, by the way?
Media
Um,
kit.
yeah, me. So hold on. Hold
'Cause
on a
you sent
second.
me your media kit.
Hold on a second. You know, I haven't updated my media kit in over 9,000 years, honestly.
Really? I
Yeah.
think you sent that to me. I don't know. I think it was maybe the second time or the second to last time I saw you when I snuck in as your photographer for a Men's Fashion Week
Oh my
event.
goodness. Can you just tell everybody that real quick?
Yes. So it was Men's Fashion Week, and I, texted Diego, and I'm just like, "Hey, man, I have an event tomorrow. You could come with." And he goes, "Well, I'm going to an event tonight, so meet me here." So I'm like, "Okay, cool." He goes, "You're not on the guest list, but here's my camera, here's my bag. Hold on to it, and I'll just say that you're my photographer, and you'll come right in." And it worked as always because Diego is so charming and could talk his way through scenarios and situations. So yeah, we came in. I saw an event, and then yeah, that was. Did we go somewhere else? I don't remember. That's the part that was fuzzy. I know it was already nighttime.
Yeah, it was nighttime. It was a lot of it was during Men's Fashion Week, and there's just a bunch of events that night. So we just went in there, and then just went backstage and saw a couple of shows. So good stuff. Good stuff. But yeah, okay. So money, money, cash money millionaires. You know, like the most important thing.
I
How
was
do you pay the
expecting that
bills?
song, "Money, Money, Come On," but yeah, no.
How, how do you pay the bills here? So as an influencer, usually you make money with a lot of sponsored posts. And the way to get those sponsored posts is kind of weird. You know, it's like you need to get either discovered, um, either they pitch to you, or you can join an agency to find those gigs. Now, what are brands looking for when they're picking influencers to work with? That's why it's very important to niche down, very specific. Um, so, for example, if I'm a travel blogger, right, and I'm all about traveling around the world at different hotels and stuff like that, um, would it make sense for me to collaborate with like Blue Apron or something? You know, like you have to collaborate. You have to niche yourself down so you can attract the brands that are specific to what you want to be. So I do suits, like very dapper stuff. So it's like I work with a lot of suit brands, menswear accessories, alcohol brands like whiskeys and stuff like that. Actually, let me show you like a couple of things here. So for example, this suit here, um, this is a suit from Joseph Aboud, which was a collaboration. The hat is from Gurun Bros, a different collaboration. Even the tie in this picture is from a collaboration. Here is alcohol content. It's like dapper alcohol content. Blue Tay, thank you so much for stopping in, my friend. Blue Tay is in the UK. It's 3 a.m. over there, so mega appreciated.
Thank you.
DJ Hannibal Royce, welcome to the chat today, my friend. Thank you so much for stopping in. We were just talking about the importance of figuring out your niche, and then that's how you attract the brands. If you're all over the place or you don't really have a specific thing, you're not going to really attract anybody because they don't know what you're about. So that's
So I used that photo with the alcohol. It's only facing the bottle, but then you're in the background. And like I use it because I have like a champagne and kind of whiskey campaign coming
mm-hmm,
up.
mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay, like how can I be creative but also showcase like it's themed for Kentucky Derby, right? So
Okay, yeah.
yeah.
You know what's so funny? That's a great use of my content as examples to show other brands of things that you can create for them.
Right.
Feel free to use my pictures for anything, my friends. If you ever want to like, be like, "Hey brand, I'm going to do this for you." Just use my photo. Super Chat Fit, welcome to the chat today, my friend. Super Chat Fit, actually, this is perfect for you. He is actually a very fit brolic guy who does a lot of fitness content, and you should definitely watch the replay on this, by the way, Chad. to see what we can do here. But we're talking about how to collaborate with brands and how to eventually get paid by them, by the way. So the key thing is to niche things down. And now actually, Super Chat Fit is a perfect example because actually, let me see his Instagram real quick. He is a Brawlic friend. Let's see. And all he does is fitness stuff. Yo, what is your Instagram, my guy? I can't find it now. Because now there's too many your Twitch should definitely match your Instagram, by the way, because it makes it very difficult to find. But I digress. His thing is all about fitness. So he does very specific type of fitness. He does like flips or something. He does a lot of crazy fun stuff, but that's his niche. That's his gimmick. That's his thing.
Right.
And okay, this is gonna be a good example. So that's his gimmick. So when like a freaking protein brand reaches out, be like, they know that he's the right person to work for that. So for you, Steven, when you figure out what your specific niche is, you can attract those brands to you. Like, you remember, you don't want to be for everybody. You want to be ultra hyper specific. So let's see real quick. Super Chad. Okay, there we go. So this guy's Brawlic, by the way. This guy's Brawlic. He has 7,000 followers, which is great, by the way. But all his content is fitness based. Let me engage with this content. Look at this guy. I hate you. Why are you so Brawlic? This guy's too Brawlic right here. But this is a perfect example of like something that's very, very specific type of fitness content. Now, there's a couple of ways to get paid. One, the easiest way is to join third-party platforms. Now, Straight Function, I'm sure you're a member of a bunch of these, right? Like, obviously, for those companies, you know what I'm talking about?
Give me an example.
Okay, all right. This is a great thing here. So chat, anybody who's listening to this right now, join my Discord. In my Discord, I have a channel called Influencer Marketing, which I'll show you right now. Well, yeah, Influencer Resources. There we go. And in here, I put in a bunch of different agencies, third-party agencies, where their job is to connect brands with influencers. So let me give you an example of one of them. So Coley right here. Coley is a agency, and their whole thing is basically just trying to get influencers for brands. So how it usually works is, and actually I actually have a protein brand I'm doing content for. Actually, let's see. Ooh, it's green. That's why it's see-through. That's so funny. Protein. Actually, hold on a second. There's a better one right here. There we go. That's a better bag right here. There you go. So I'm making fitness content for this company. And you must be actually wondering, but Dandy, you don't make fitness content. Well,
are you gonna be wearing a suit while you
No, okay, so I want to give you an example. Let me give you an example here. So Coley is a third-party website that connects brands with influencers. Now, in this website, when you join, there are going to be like a list of different companies that are looking for influencers that fit certain needs. Now, here's an example. This protein brand, they're looking for video content, but they don't need it for social media. They don't want you to post it. They're just looking for assets.
Okay.
You can sell things other than posts, Steven. So I think a big thing that you can take advantage of is like you take some pretty good photography, or like you work with people that take good photography, and you can compose like business, like a good product photography. That's something you can sell to companies.
Right.
So for example, I'm going to be making a video of me like working out and then like making some protein right here. But it's not going to be on my Instagram. You're never going to see this actually. You're never going to see this content. But I got this gig through this third-party website. Okay. So in there's a bunch of them. There's like I keep adding them as soon as because I joined all of them, and I've gotten many paid gigs through that. Some of them are gifted, of course. I'm used to gifted stuff. Some of them are affiliate, of course. By the way, if you're wondering what affiliate is, basically that means is the company doesn't pay, usually they don't pay you outright, but they're willing to pay you if you get them sales, and they'll give you like a percentage of the sale that's being made. I reject those because I'd rather just get money straight up. But there are some companies I do have affiliate links for, but it depends on how you feel. Honestly, if you feel you can actually convert people to pay for things, maybe affiliate is the perfect thing for you. But it isn't for me, so I try to avoid those. So if you're an influencer, if you're a content creator, join my Discord, and my list of all these different websites will be available for you in my Discord. So, Steven, you can join those once you've really solidified your niche of what you are. Then when the brands will find you on these lists, and then and if there's something that's relevant to you on for a brand, they'll be able to find you here.
Right. So I do have a couple affiliate and like other companies that will send me messages like, hey, like, Crocs or Hanes or,
Okay, so
like,
the Hanes one. Let's talk about Hanes real quick. So Hanes, was that through Maverick?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. So Maverick is another third-party platform, and basically Hanes, the underwear company, reached out to Maverick, and they're like, "Hey, we want you to get X amount of influencers. We're willing to pay this much, and that's it."
So you
So
know how you said that you were upset that you didn't get it,
yeah.
like, right? So yesterday, funny story, I got an email saying, "Hey, Stephen, just want to let you know that we're gonna move into a different direction, and that you please don't post any content that you made. Please enjoy the pair of underwear, and if we want to work together again in the future, we'll email you." So I guess something had happened that they want to go and switch something. So I didn't have to post anything, but I got to keep the underwear.
Hey, you
So,
got some free underwear. I can't challenge that. I can't challenge free underwear, my
so you
friends.
didn't miss out on anything.
I just wanted some new underwear, honestly. Like that's why I shop now. Like, oh, I need some new socks. All right, what sock brand can
Yeah.
I work with? Okay, so like, so usually when those third party situations happen, it's almost impossible to get more money because usually it's locked in the amount of money that you're able to get from that. But when a brand slides in your DMs or emails you, and they're like, I'll give you an example. Hey Dandy, uh, actually, let's. I literally got an email something like that earlier today. Let's see.
Was
Spoilers.
it
You get to see some
now?
emails. Hold on. I think I threw away the email. I throw away a lot of emails. Spoilers. You get to see some secret emails. Don't hack me, my friends. Don't hack me.
Screenshot?
Don't screenshot. Don't hack me yet. Hold on. It's a Canadian glasses brand reached out to me. Canada. Oh, Canada. Okay, there we go. There we go. So literally, this Canadian glasses brand reached out to me, and it's a blue light glasses company, and they're launching their first collection. We thought we would reach out to you to see if you're interested in doing a brand's collaboration with us. We would love to send you a free pair of glasses worth $85. Whoa, $85.
Big post right there,
Wow.
man.
Kill me now. Okay. In exchange for a social media post featuring them. Okay.
Well,
If
your
you,
posts are very expensive, Diego. Like your time and effort, and I've seen your media kit.
um,
It's impressive.
yeah, yeah. Well, thank you. If you like this
Did you get
product,
the
and
$100 I sent you, by the way?
no, no, no. Hold on. Hold on a second. If you like the product and think it would be a good fit for your brand and audience, we are also open to give you an affiliate link, which you would receive a percentage of sales. If this sounds like something you would be interested in, please let me know. And then there's information on the brand. Like they look like nice glasses. I'm crapping on this email, but it's usually like 90% of the emails I get. Whatever. Um, and here's the thing, though, friends. If you really like this brand, do it. Like, do not feel like if you feel you want to like, oh man, this is actually a really cool opportunity. The glasses look cool. I want to make content, especially if you're building your portfolio and trying to just get some brand deals under your belt, so to speak. Then do it. Build up your resume, build up your portfolio. This is a great opportunity to do this. I'm sure you've gotten a lot of these emails, right, Steven?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I get those, yeah.
So
Yeah.
now here's the conversation that usually goes. First of all, if if I care about so usually either one, I ignore it. I ignore a lot of emails. Two, if I'm like, oh man, this actually sounds really cool, but I'm gonna ignore it for now. I'll be like, hey, thanks so much for reaching out. Right now I don't have the bandwidth for this. Um, However, if there's a budget, let me know. Or I'll say something like, I appreciate the offer. What's the I'll say, oh, this looks amazing. These glasses look amazing. So what's the budget for the project? I'm not asking for money. I'm just saying, what's the budget, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Just
that's a nice way to ask. Yeah,
just ask for the budget,
yeah,
and then they'll be either like, oh, budget. They'll either be like, oh, there's no budget. We're only doing it on a gifting basis. And then you can reply if they say that. If they say if they're working on a gifted basis, I mean, like, all right, that sounds cool. Well, I don't really have the budget right now for non rate. I don't know how to say this, for non-sponsored posts, or
yeah,
I don't have the bandwidth right now for this. If anything changes, let me know. Have a great
right,
day. Stay
right,
dandy. But then if they hit you back with, oh, what's your rates?
right,
I don't respond for the rates. I don't respond with my rates. I ask them, oh, it depends on deliverables. What are you looking for? And let them, because I want them to say a number.
right,
Because if they say a number, that means they're comfortable with that, with losing that much money. You know what I mean?
right.
And then if they say a number, I usually go a little bit higher. So I'll pretend like if they say like, oh, our budget is $250, I'll be
Now,
like,
do you
oh,
ever even just like go down to their what
it
they're
de-
asking?
it really depends on how much work I have to do, honestly.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Friends, dandelions, your time is money, friends. Time is money. So you have to think about how much time and effort you're taking. If they're like, yo, we want 4 stories, 2 posts, 7 tweets, a blog post, and all we're gonna do is give you a gift and an affiliate link, um, then this is garbage. They're taking advantage of you. It is a
That's
low
seven
bear.
grand right there for you.
Yeah, actually, Bear Claw. That is a WoW reference. I keep that from that. Time is money, friends. The
Right.
gnome. But yeah, no, but it's true though. Like
Yes, absolutely. No, that makes sense.
you can't you can't let them take advantage of you. So ask them. So I asked them. Depends on deliverables. Or what are you looking for? Yo, full deck. Welcome to the stream today, my friends. Mega appreciated. Full deck is actually one of our sponsors. They're a trading card game store that specializes right now a lot of Pokemon stuff right now. How did your breaks go today? How did the box breaks go? Mega appreciated.
Nice.
So yes, all the Pikachu emotes. Yes, I love my Pikachu emotes. By the way, if you ever are looking to buy some Pokemon cards, use the code DANDY for 5% off. Yo, Bear Claw, thank you so much for the gifted subs, my friends. We are paying the bills. We're paying the bills today.
So can I tell you something funny?
Yeah.
So when you say gifted subs in the beginning, I'm thinking like he's giving away subs like for the end of the month, and I'm like, oh, it's subscriptions, duh. He was talking about points, and I'm like, okay. I'm like, whoever he like, I'm like, is he going through DoorDash? Is he going through somewhere?
DoorDash.
Oh, it's subscriptions, not actual subs.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, Coach Gio, thank you so much for the tier 2 sub, my friend. Yo, you're tier 2. You get to use the orange dandy emotes. Feel free to spam them, my friends. Feel free to spam them. Thank you, my friends. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Mega appreciated. Mega appreciated. We were just actually talking about, when brands reach out to us And how do we navigate that conversation? Yes, Coach Geo using the orange tuxedo Dandy in the Bronx emote. I love it. I love it. Actually, for my favorite movie, Kingsman, I get a lot of style
Jacket.
inspiration from Kingsman. Yeah, the orange jacket from Kingsman 2, the
The dinner
golden
jacket.
circle. Yeah, it's so good, so good. Okay, so when a brand reaches out to you and they're like, "Hey, we want to gift you something," you say, "Oh, hey, that sounds amazing. What's the budget for this campaign?" Then they respond either, they either going to respond with, there's no budget. And if they say there's no budget, it's only gifted, you say, all right, thanks for letting me know. I really don't have the bandwidth right now for gifted collaborations. If anything changes, let me know. And that's it. It's okay to say no. It's okay to say no. But also, if you're trying to build up your resume, maybe do a couple of free stuff just so they can show your work.
Right.
That's the key thing. You want to be able to also show your work. I know you, Steven, has done a lot of content for Express, and I know Express, they love their gift cards, So
So you know
like,
what's funny is I don't mind doing it because at the fact that it's like I don't have to buy clothes.
I'll give you
So
that. I'll give you that.
so I mean, because it's monthly, so I don't mind it, and like the feature and that's cool and whatever. Like once in a while,
But you
it's
need to,
cool,
you need
right,
to leverage that. You need to leverage that because right now it just looks like you're contracted at Express. Like you look like you're an exclusive to Express. You know what I mean, though? Like,
right.
would you be exclusive? Like, real talk. Do you love Express that much? And if you do, then keep repping
I
it.
do. I like it a lot. I feel like for me, Zara Express have been my go-tos lately, and ASOS. But those are certain things where it's like where I shop at. You know,
Okay, but here's the thing though. I know you just mentioned that. You should definitely talk about that in your captions because I really don't think that energy is. I can't feel that. You know what I mean though? Like I
right, right,
wouldn't know you like those brands. You know what I mean? Like if you love Express, tell me why you love Express. But that's another conversation though. But okay, so they say the budget. If they say we can only gift you, you say, well, thanks for letting me know. I really don't have the bandwidth right now for um, gifted collaborations. If anything changes, let me know. But then if they hit you up with the we do have a budget. What's your rate? You say, oh, hey,
You switch.
thanks.
Yeah,
You switch it on them. No,
yeah,
it depends on the deliverables. What are you looking for? And then they'll tell you that, oh, we're looking for one Instagram post, and or we're looking for this, whatever. And then if they drop a number, then either if it's a good number, take it, obviously.
right,
If it's a little bit less, ask for a little bit more, and then go for that. That's the key thing.
right.
You
Yeah,
know. So if you're wondering how much you should charge for a post, you think about it this way, my friends. Don't think about your amount of followers. Don't I honestly don't think it should matter unless you're already like in the realistically, if you're like in the 50, 100K area, then you can be like, well, I have 100K followers. You got to pay this much. Okay, fine. Um, but if you're lower than that, think about the actual time it takes you to shoot a photo, to make content.
right.
Straight function. How long does it take you to make a post? Like to from shooting it to editing it to posting it. How long does it take you?
I get it done in half an hour.
That's the thing though. Like you have to put your time in there. Now
Right.
now here's the
So
thing
shooting
though.
wise, when I shoot myself or like I have someone shoot it, like
Yeah.
I know my poses, I know what to do. It takes me 15 minutes, but then it's like I need to do all the research and then do the hashtags now knowing because we've talked about it and do all that fun jazz. But it's like before it was like, okay, cool, hashtags, post, in and out, real quick, done, done, done.
Okay.
Which now it shouldn't be the case. And right.
Yeah, no, there's a bunch of things happening here. So here's the
Yes.
thing, straight function. You should never sell yourself short, by the way. Like you say it takes you 15 minutes, but that's because it took you many times to get to that 15 minutes. You know what I
Right.
mean? So
Right.
like that's the key thing. Like for me, like real talk, even when I'm shooting, I take like 4 hours to shoot. because I'm shooting like usually I'm shooting like I shoot in blocks. So when I'm shooting one thing, I shoot like 4 things at once.
Yeah.
I try to kill 20 birds with one stone. I try to kill 2 Pidgeys with one rock slide. You know, so like I try to get multiple things done. Don't you know? You should never be like you can get that. You know, the reason why you can do it in 15 minutes is because you've spent so many times to complete it. And I know Super Chat Fit says it takes an hour for them to make some content. It makes perfect sense, you know? The thing is, what I want to tell you is charge per hour. Charge per hour. That's the key thing. Like, if you're trying to figure out what you should make your first post charging, if you have no idea how to charge, just charge per hour. Think about travel costs. Think about equipment you use. Think about props you're buying. Think about the money you charge a photographer. Think about like, and even if you're doing it with another blogger or you're doing it with a friend, at least consider how much you would have to pay for a photographer if you were paying a photographer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ubers, Lyfts, all of those different things come together, and that could be your value. Think about let's think about like maybe it's $15 an hour plus all those extra things, props, photographer. You're looking at maybe like I don't know, $200, $300 or something. So that could be a baseline of how much you should charge for a post.
Right.
And if they're not willing to pay that, then you're literally wasting your time in that point. You know what I mean? And if you're wondering, okay, how do I then show that value to the audience, to the brand rather? That's why you have to build up your resume. You may not have followers, but maybe you have other skills to sell.
Right.
Photography, videography, product shots. It's not just being a model too. Like you can just offer to sell them other photography. So give me an example. Last week I was telling you I'm doing content for Zest Fully Clean. That's another collaboration I'm doing. Actually, technically, it's not a collaboration. I'm selling them photos. I'm not going to be posting that Zest content, but I showed them my photography. It's like I can do some product shots for you.
Yeah.
And they're going to be using that content for their own social media, for their own ads or whatever. And I don't have to post anything.
Okay.
So you need to be able to show that you can actually offer that as well.
Right.
Maybe in a media kit, maybe in your website, you have like an area where you're like, okay, it's not only just being a model, but also like product shots. If you're a brand and you need content for your Instagram, I can help you make that.
Right.
If you're a restaurant in Chicago, if you're a new store in Chicago, I can do store shots or whatever. I don't know. But then you got to show examples of that.
Right.
My blog, my Instagram shows the variety of content I can create for brands. So when a brand reaches out to me, I'm like, hey, look, if you're not looking for an in-feed post, I can sell you something else. I can sell you a reel. I can sell you an IGTV. I can sell you Instagram stories. I can sell you, detailed shots of my shoes. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it totally does.
Because I think a lot of people are hung up with like, oh man, I have 7,000 followers, I have 10,000 followers. It's not about that. It's about the content you also create that you're selling to them. So for example,
I'm gonna step away. I'm gonna plug in my.
All right, go for it. Go plug in. I'm gonna keep talking. I'm gonna keep talking. So for example, Chad, if you're still there, you are a fitness guy. Let's see if I can bring up your account again real quick.
That's a little worse.
So for Chad, he's a fitness guy. You can sell to brands like, unique fitness videos, unique calisthenic moves that you do. Like you can have a list of things you can offer to the company. Like doing an in-feed post might not be how you make money, honestly. Like you can mention to a brand, it's like, hey, if you're looking for a video of me doing jumping jacks with your product, it's going to cost this much and you can do whatever you want with that photo. Does that make sense? So that's the key thing, to sell yourself to other people. if a protein brand, let's see, let's pretend here. Let's see. Oh, by the way, everyone, please stop re-uploading your TikToks into Instagram Reels. Instagram is down suppressing videos that have the TikTok watermark on them. You need to stop doing that, please, my friends. Straight function.
Right.
Do not re-upload your TikToks into Reels. Instagram.
You know what? What's funny is I don't have a TikTok.
Good.
So
don't bother. Okay. So, no, but that's okay. Like I said, there's a time and place for TikTok. That's another video I would love to have as well. But Super Chat Fit, please stop doing this. Because it's hurting your potential of being going viral, because Instagram is preventing TikTok because they don't want to promote TikTok. Do not promote other social media channels on your social media on Instagram. And this goes with any social media network, actually. If you're on Facebook and you tell people to go visit Instagram, Facebook hates it. If you're on Twitter telling people to go to YouTube, Twitter hates it. If you're on Instagram trying to get people to go on Clubhouse, TikTok, whatever, they hate it. You got to keep people in the specific social media channel. Here's the thing. Here's the thing, my friend. They're working well. They could do better. That's the thing, though. They can do better. If you're happy with this, I'm happy that you're happy, honestly. I'm happy that you're happy with these numbers, but they could do better. They can do better. So I digress. Okay. So another thing is, so that negotiation aspect, does that negotiation conversation make sense to you, straight function?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So, one, you need to build up your resume of branded content and then actually talk about those brands. So like when you do content for Express, talk about Express and show me stuff that you like that are what's what I'm looking for? Things that would look normal on, I guess, Express's social media page, because you want to make pictures that are sellable almost.
Right.
Does that make sense what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, we're creating ads here. We're making ads for these companies. So
because I know Express sends out like a media kit and then they showcase like the photos they like and they want.
Yeah.
So it's like you kind of have to go with the flow and replicate that if you want them to use them for an email, for an email blast, if you want them to rebrand you, and etc. So
yes, that's a key thing. So when you're creating this content, make sure it's brand focused. So then you can build up your little resume. So for example, on your page, on your blog, you can be like brand work, Express, and then have like all the you could show how you were reposted on Express, all that jazz, so that when a brand reaches out to you and like, hey, Steven, straight function, we love to send you this belt. We'd love to gift you this belt and give you an affiliate link. The belt is $200. We think your audience would love it. Barf, right? You hit them up. You hit them up with, hey, thanks for reaching out. What's the budget for this collaboration? What's the budget for this campaign? What's the budget for this? And if they don't have it, they don't have it. You know, unless you really want the belt. Unless you really want the belt. And then once you have that settled, joining the third-party platforms to join them so other brands can find you, and then also pitching yourself to brands to make content for them. Like, here's the thing. You can sell yourself as a content creator. You don't have to post on social media, you know? Like, here's the thing, Steven, I think a good thing is, I know you do reels. I know you do those fun reels.
My life.
Let's go right back to your account. Straight function. By the way, is Steven Bautista taken as an account name, by the way?
Maybe.
Have you ever considered changing your name to like Steven or something like that?
I don't know. I never thought about it.
Real talk, honestly, like between you and me and the chat, I guess, I think you should rebrand, honestly, to your name, honestly, because I feel like straight function, it doesn't really tell me anything. You know what I mean? In the year 2021, the year of our Lord, I really don't think it like speaks to me. But that's just me. I really think you should really think about like either using your real name or like honing in on like what does trade function even mean in the first place, and that's how you got to put the SEO in
Right.
your thing. But my dream would be that your account name would be like just Steven Bautista in my dream world. But I
Gotcha.
digress. But I digress. Um, so here you have these um fun reels that you do. You can offer that to brands saying, "Hey, I can make a branded reel
Right.
for your product." And you can actually sell the rights to your photos in reels.
Right. Right. Right.
You can sell them. Say, hey, look, I can sell you this video, and you can do whatever you want with it. But you can charge a little bit more for that, honestly. But like you can offer that to them. Say, hey, you can edit this. You can cut off my face if you want to. It's your photo. It's your video. It's your whatever. If you're okay with that, obviously. But that's
Yeah.
something else you can sell to companies. Like I've definitely like I've done content for brands you've never seen before. I've done content. I did actually. Some people have messaged me the images of it, but I did content for Sperry a couple of months ago, and I never posted any of the photos yet. I'm still waiting for like a rainy day. Like usually when I like have no content to post, I'll like
Yeah.
go into the archives and be like, okay, let me get something out of there. Um, but they
Now,
reached out to
majority
me.
of the time, do you work with someone or like? Because I know sometimes you'll carry your camera and then just go shoot somewhere with a tripod.
Yeah, so it really depends on like how I feel, honestly. It really depends on like the project. Like
Because I also
sometimes
know like your camera issue with the zoom and the connection and like, dude, I have the same issue. Like sometimes it doesn't focus. Sometimes like you're there for maybe you know half
no,
an hour, maybe 2 hours trying to get that shot, right?
yeah. Honestly, if I it depends. Like if I know that it's quote unquote relatively simple, or I'm willing to take the time to do it on my own, I'll do it. But I know that if, as they say, time is money,
Right.
if I can hire someone to help me shoot the photography, and then if the brand is paying me enough that it covers everything, then I'll just hire a photographer. Like for example, a lot of my previous shoots, I've been working with this one guy recently, but I'll book him for 3 hours, and I'll get like a month's worth of content technically. You know what I mean?
Now, since you're always traveling to different locations, do you carry a suitcase and like a changing thing? Because like
Oh,
I carry a changing tent and I'm in there now, or I change in my car, which has been a thing.
okay. I've heard of cars before. I've heard of this. So here's the thing. To be honest with you, like 90% of my photos are just like around my block.
Gotcha.
So I've been very lucky where I just literally have been just shooting around where I live.
Okay.
Other than the hotel content, obviously, like I can go to a
Right.
hotel. But I keep it ultra local, honestly. Like I've been very lucky that my photographer is willing to come to the Bronx to shoot
Right.
me. So I just take advantage of where I live, honestly. And like I feel like every time, like if you think I'm traveling, I'm not traveling. It's literally I'm literally going around my block, just shooting content. So I've
Because
been
to me, they look different every time. Like I feel like you're somewhere else throughout.
Well, the Bronx is beautiful, baby. The Bronx is beautiful. It's no longer burning anymore, man. It's not burning anymore. But that's the key thing. Is just trying to take advantage of
Right.
what you have around you. You know. But honestly, I have worked with photographers that have had like they've had the tent, and I have changed before in a tent before. But I have done is I don't know. It's maybe weird now because of COVID, but I have gone into like hotels and used their bathrooms to switch
Right.
clothing. So
Right.
I'll go nearby a hotel or even go to Starbucks and switch my clothing that way. But yeah. Okay. Making money. Join third-party platforms.
Right.
Talk about budget. Asking them what the budget is. Deliverables. Deliverables means what they want from the campaign. Deliverables could be like, I want one Instagram post. I want X amount of tweets. I want X amount of Instagram stories. I want whatever. Those are deliverables, and then based on that, you can charge them whatever. Or they'll say like, oh, our budget is $500. Can you work with that? And you'll be like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I guess that will do. I guess that will do. That's fine. That's fine. Um, But yeah, but remember, the key thing is also you want to build up relationships with brands. Maybe
Right.
you do a couple of free ones. Like here's the thing, Express will probably never pay you. Like this, in my humble opinion, I don't think Express will ever be in a situation because they'll be like, "Yo, we can just give this guy free stuff forever," and that's fine. That's fine. But you use the content from Express to hype yourself up to other brands and then find brands that you care about. And then once you do maybe one or two free posts, you'll be like, yo, my audience really likes your stuff. It's been doing really good. I have a really great idea, you know,
Right.
but I need a budget to make it happen. You know what I mean, though? But you have to
Right.
build up that repertoire with them. Express doesn't really have that because they use third-party platforms to handle all their work. It's like a void. It's like a black hole basically when talking to Express.
Yeah.
Um, but you want to build up relationships, whether it be a protein brand or for me, like I've done a lot of content with this brand called Peter Manning, and Peter
Yeah.
Manning is a
I know.
menswear brand who specialize in um, 5 to 9 shorter guys. I'm 5'7", and they've been great to me. I think they gifted me a couple things in the beginning, and then I posted it. I posted a lot of it actually, and I reached out to them, say, hey, I've done some stuff here. I have an idea. If there's a budget, can we work on it? And I remember I hit it. I did it very low because I was willing to take anything, you know, at a certain point, just because I wanted to get money. So they were like, all right, we could do that. And then they did it. They liked it. And I just kept talking about Peter Manning just organically because I do like the brand. And then I hit him up again and I was like, hey, look, I have these ideas. I want you to do something. What's the budget? I know if there's a budget. And now they're paying me, and I'm gonna do like some model work for them next week.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's
and
awesome.
they're paying me human money for making for doing stuff. So
Right.
it's important
That's
to also
awesome.
build up relationships with brands because it might eventually lead to a paid gig. And
Right.
and of course that's if you're talking to the actual brand versus working with them via like a third party situation.
Yeah.
Steven, has that give you any direction? Has that given you any
Yeah.
thoughts about anything?
Yeah. I mean, it makes me think about more content, or like, for example, like who I work with and like growing that relationship. Yeah, it makes all sense. Yeah. No, it's understandable.
All right, man. And I think that's it for now because honestly, I can talk about this forever. Is there anything you want to ask me or anything you want to cover or anything like that?
No, I mean, yeah, no, I'm speechless. I'm pretty much retaining all that information in my head right now. So,
Well, I'm really happy about that. I'm really glad that I was able to help you
no,
out.
it absolutely helps. So it's always nice because like I always pick your brain when I'm with you, and with COVID and like Men's Fashion Week has been really weird. Even before COVID, it's just like it's hard to get over there. So it's good to pick your brain in front of your audience and to be on your famous show that I was really nervous. I'm
Famous
like,
show
you
coming
know,
out of town. No, I'm just happy. Like honestly, I'm very happy that I'm just being able to do this and like just
absolutely.
expand the brand, so to speak. Coach Geo, thank you. Familam, thank you. Familam, I know you're an artist and you do commissions. Hopefully this helps you out. Honestly, I know you're working with your art and trying to make that cash money, yo. Make that cash money. And Coach Geo, thank you so much for all the love and support. I appreciate you, my guy. And I appreciate all of y'all for being here and just hanging out with me. Um, actually, before we close up shop though, Star Eight, glad. No, thank you, Star Eight, for hanging out with us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Um, I will be streaming again next Wednesday because we got a paid gig.
Nice.
You
Where
know,
we going?
you know who's paying the bills? Um, Amazon is technically paying the bills next week.
Wow. Nice.
I'm doing sponsored content for the new movie, Without
Oh, that's right.
Remorse.
That's right. You
Yeah.
told me about this. Go
So
ahead. Tell them again.
Without Remorse, featuring starring Michael B. Jordan, which is a Tom Clancy novel, actually, which is a technically also a Rainbow Six universe thing. But they're gifting me some stuff from the movie and a copy of Rainbow Six Siege. But it's going to be more about like the story of Rainbow Six. I think what we're going to do is we're going to take a deep dive in the Rainbow Six lore, which I'm very excited about. And then, of
Nice.
course, I'm going to play in the one-player mode because I'm not going to be good at Siege Online. Let's be real here. I'm not going to be good at that freaking game. I used to play the old school Rainbow Six, like that,
Same.
like the old school Rainbow Six. But we're going to be obviously talking about the movie. We're going to be streaming the trailer. We're going to look at the trailer. Michael B. Jordan looks amazing in that movie.
He's
It looks
a real nice guy. I met him in
Yeah.
New York. So
Look at you. There you go. Everyone here knows celebrities. There you go. That's
yeah,
amazing.
he walked past me because it was a Piaget event, and he walked by with his publicist. But it was Ryan Reynolds who walked past me with a guy, his bodyguard, who was at least almost 7. So I was gonna be like, oh yeah, no, I'm just gonna walk away. I'm not gonna.
Hold on. Story is asking a question. I have a question for Steven. A question for Steven.
Yes, let's hear it.
I don't know if this was asked yet, but what are your next steps? Any new ideas that came to mind from this conversation?
You know what? I think everyone asks me about going back to wearing suits and wearing ties and things like that. So it's like I want to add that into my thing. And again, figuring out niche, right? Because we're talking about finding your niche. So just things like that. And I think more playing around with what's in my caption because I find that very interesting now. So and I gotta edit my bio. So I think a lot of things now it's like I want to go back to keeping my stuff very functional and my information always straightforward. I just feel like lately I just post to post because
Yeah, you don't want to post. Every
exactly
post needs to have a
it
gimmick,
needs to have a reason.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah.
yes, all these things I need to work on, which is what's next. I do have a reel coming out tomorrow, which I know tonight after we're done with this, I'm going to do all the homework to try and test it out tomorrow.
Do your homework, my friends. Do your homework.
Yes.
But yeah, okay, perfect. I can't wait to see it. And obviously his Instagram at Straight Function. He is a Chicago-based content creator, menswear, and hopefully, as we follow him and see him grow, hopefully he takes this information and figures out his niche, works on those captions rather, and gets paid by the brands.
Yes.
I know you mentioned Ryan Reynolds, so I had to show my Ryan Reynolds video real quick.
I was jealous that you actually got to sit and talk with him.
So if you see the video right here, my friends, this was for what was the brand? I forgot the company. It was for cologne. It was for a cologne company. It was a cologne, and Ryan Reynolds was there. As you can see, I was trying to talk to Ryan Reynolds. This is when Detective Pikachu came out, and Deadpool 2 came out. So I went up there, and I had a Pikachu card with me, and I was trying to get Ryan Reynolds to sign the Pikachu card. And as you can see right here, the publicist, the manager or whatever, was ready to stop me. It was like, no, this is not happening here, as you can see. But hey,
I remember.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, as they say. You miss 100% of the shots.
I wonder how much they would have been if you got him to sign that.
I don't know. Of course, I would have gotten PSA graded with our good friends at Full Deck Shop. If you're looking for your Pokemon TCG needs, use the code Dandy for 5% off at Full Deck Collectibles. But yeah, Starrite says, sounds great. I'm really looking forward to the content and the changes. Going to IG now to follow. Nice. Follow.
Nice. Thank you so much. I'll be on the lookout for that one.
Follow Straight Function. Of course, if you don't follow me on Instagram yet, at Dandy in the Bronx. And if you've been watching this and if you've been enjoying the show on Twitch, I would really appreciate a follow. It helps me out, helps the brand grow.
I have to change my tier because I think I'm only subscribed for like 2 months.
Dude, hey, as long as you're there just supporting, that's all that matters to me. Like, do not worry. Don't go crazy with the tiers and stuff. As long as you're there, that's all. That's more than enough, honestly. I mega appreciate it.
I want to make it to the top, you know?
Okay. Friends, is there anything else you'd like to ask Steven or myself before we start cleaning up shop, I'm actually going to check right now if
I'm
there's
surprised
any.
no one asked how we met. I think that's a great story.
I
I
don't
was
know how do we met. How do we met? I don't
so
remember how we
I
met.
was going to New York for Men's Fashion Week, and then I knew you were there. I think I typed in Latino blogger, right? So
You
you
typed in
popped
Latino
up.
blogger,
I, I,
SEO,
I don't know.
SEO. There you go.
So yes, so then I DM'd you, and then you're like, "Yeah, we'll hang up, we'll meet up," and we hung out. We got salads that you don't remember, but I
Okay, now,
feel
well, I saw
like
the picture now. I remember now.
yes, but I feel. And then you told me like, "Oh, it was because I needed to make content." And I'm like, "Dude, I'm thinking like you just had these cards for no reason, but there was a reason behind the whole card thing in salads, which was so cool. We took photos." And then ever since then, we've still kept in contact anytime I go to New York. Uh, the Espresso event that we had those mixed cocktails, and we talked about
Yeah,
Ryan Reynolds again there too, which is funny because he always pops up.
Ryan Reynolds is infinite.
Yeah, and then after that, the next time I was in New York for Fashion Week, and then another time I was there for the Great Gatsby event that was in New York City.
Hmm.
And then I saw you there. So I don't know. I've seen you like 4 or 5 times. So we've hung out, had
Well,
great
I'm
conversations, a lot of content we've shot.
a lot of content, a lot of
So
conversations.
yeah,
Well, I appreciate you, Steven. Thank you so much
you
for
know, Steve, right back
sticking
at you, man.
around
I
me.
always learn so much.
Well, I'm
So
glad. I'm just happy to help, honestly. Like at the end of the day, it's just about bringing
of
value to
course,
this.
right.
All right, my friends, if you haven't followed Straight Function, definitely check him out at Straight Function. Hopefully, he does his homework. Hopefully, he levels up his Instagram because we'll be watching. We'll be watching to make sure he's doing fine and dandy
A
out there.
monthly check-in. There you
Yeah,
go.
there you go. And make sure to check up on him and be like, "Yo, your captions suck. What is this?"
You could write
Uh,
that in there if they
that's
do.
true. That's
You could tell
engagement. That's engagement. Hey, look, if you hate his captions, let him know.
me. Yeah, tell me.
But anyway, this is Diego Dandy in the Bronx. I go live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, starting at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here in the Boogie Down Bronx. This has been Diego Dandy in the Bronx. If you liked what you watched, please drop a follow. Mega appreciated. And of course, I'm also on Instagram at Dandy in the Bronx. The replay of this will be on the VODs and eventually on the YouTube as well. And of course, join our Discord. I'm going to have all the links to all this different crazy stuff we mentioned today on the Discord. So drop in, say hello, and chat with me. Because at the end of the day, I want to bring you value. I want to bring you value. And oh, nice roll, family. Nice gambling. Anyway, this is Diego Dane the Bronx. I'll see y'all on Friday, my friends. And y'all stay dandy.